5:48, it's Elliot in the morning. Your phone number for everything. 866-2-ELLIOT. 866-235-5468. Hello, class.
Hey.
Hey, how are we today?
Good.
I don't understand how today's the busiest travel day.
Because
What happened to tomorrow?
People, because they feel like it's not enough time to get where they need to go. And, I mean, we don't have school tomorrow, so people leaving today.
You don't have school tomorrow?
Mm-mm.
Oh, we do.
No. They always do the Wednesday off beforehand, I guess, because they figure people need to get out of town.
Oh, yeah. No, then, school tomorrow, and then hockey tournaments start tomorrow night. You're off Thursday, but then you'll be right back at it on Friday. No, what do you mean? That's nice.
Pussies.
That's good.
Why are you guys taking off Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I know, you think they'd jam a couple of afternoon games in there? Come on, you guys should be ready to go. You know what? Just eat at the rink.
I said, because you'll say,
No, I'm
you
into
bitch
it.
about it.
Oh, incessantly.
Yeah.
But I'll still be there, schlepping my ass around all over the place. You said this morning it was busy.
There was congestion. Yes. It was crazy.
But like construction congestion or like travel congestion?
Travel.
No, come on. This early?
There were a lot of cars.
At 4 o'clock this morning, there were cars on the road.
I couldn't believe it.
I mean, there's cars on the road, like coming in at like 2:30, but it was just like normal,
Never this many.
Drunks and truckers.
No,
that's
God,
it.
No, this was you had to slow down because cars were, it was both getting on.
Travel.
And traveling on what is a major interstate, it was congested.
Did you have the same thing?
I definitely had more than normal.
Really? I had nothing. The normal, just, 18-wheelers and a couple of drunks coming home. But other than that, it didn't seem that bad.
Yeah. That's because people they're like, you know what? If you don't leave before 6, you got to leave after like 11 tonight.
Leave tomorrow. So am I going to be talking to no one tomorrow?
They said today is far worse all day, especially around like getting out of work time. The people are going to be like, I'm just going to get on the road and go tonight after work.
Okay, well, I have to work tomorrow, though. There's nobody, am I going to be talking to myself?
I think they said today is the new Wednesday.
The answer is yes. The answer is yes.
What, that we'll be talking to ourselves?
Those in the building who only worked Monday.
They're on to something?
They were definitely
By the way,
thinking ahead.
What a waste of time. Why were you even work the Monday?
I know, I thought that
too
whole when I heard that this morning.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. No. Well, we have to come in. I have $500 we have to give away, so we have to do that. Hey, can I ask an Airbnb question? And I know they come up. No, I know they come up from time to time. And I've never used one, and I'd never rent my place out. No way. I don't trust people. But when, let's say, for example, I rent Tyler's house, right? And maybe this has come up in the other lawsuits that have come up. But, if I rent Tyler's house and I leave, I don't destroy the house. I'm not tearing down walls and breaking windows. But I leave a little bit of a mess. Does Airbnb have any responsibility in that? Or is that all on Tyler? And if he's mad at me, then he's got to come after me?
I don't know. How badly are you leaving it in condition?
Thanks for asking. I rented that one house for a week, and I left behind enemas, sex toys, and some bodily fluids. Is that a problem?
That's a little worse than dust bunnies.
So who's responsible for that? When I filed the lawsuit,
we talk about cases like this all the time.
How it works.
It seems like Airbnb washes its hands of the situation, and it's left for the two parties to duke it out.
Settle in. Urine, semen, and fecal matter were found on the linens, carpets, upholstery, walls, ceilings, and in the
pillows.
Well, how am I going to get that inside the pillow?
I bet people have done it.
You know what? I don't want those calls. No, in the hot tub. I thought you would have guessed refrigerator. But no. In the hot tub. So this lawsuit has been filed. By the way, they're only asking for $30,000. No, more. You asked for more.
I gotta repaint.
Enema kits were found. Why does that bother you? I got urine, fecal, and semen. It all
bothers me.
Enema kits.
But use a trash can. That's like the people that leave.
I did. I did. I used the trash can.
You said they left it strewn around.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the floor, the beds, and the nightstand drawers. Oh, they did put some in the trash. They just didn't take the trash out.
Oh, very busy.
Enema kits were found through. Were found. What would you? Let's say you come home. You know what? You gave your house up for a long weekend, and you come home and forget that there's like fecal matter on your linens and stuff. Like that's fine. Aren't you just pissed that there's enema kits all over the house?
Yeah, any trash.
I'll just pick that up and that. Do we have gloves? Enema kits were found throughout the house, on the floors, in the beds, in the nightstand drawers, and in the trash. Various sexual devices were found in the beds and in the trash. Oof. And the hot tub water was brownish in color.
Ew. God.
That could be like a chemical issue. Nothing to do with those that rented.
So who's
levels were off?
And Airbnb just goes, you know what? That's not us. We're out. That's on you.
It's a risk you take.
Why
having a bunch of strangers come to your house?
And listen, I know that people do it all the time. I bet there's people who are doing it this weekend. People renting their house out for somebody coming in. You're going to see family. You rent somebody's house. Why would you run that? And by the way, you're on the hook for that. Like, does it say anything like you're required to, like, take out the trash or wash the linens? No, that's what you do when you get home.
Okay, well, taking out a bag of trash, not doing that is one thing.
Diane,
but
those are enema kits.
Leaving stuff all over the house?
Well, listen, I'm just telling you, that's what
Don't be an animal.
Why would you rent your house out?
I would never.
Because you know who would come home to find the enema kits and the fecal and the semen and the urine? This guy. Right here. It would be everywhere.
Never would. I don't trust people enough.
And do you think like it is just it's like a known deal that if you rent your house out to somebody, because people are on vacation, they're gonna cuff in your bed?
I think you have to accept that.
Right. I mean, you know that's coming, right?
I guess you could lock your bedroom door.
Okay, but one of your beds in the house, wherever you've set them up to be able to sleep, you know that you're finding bodily fluids in there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you assume that. You're on vacation.
But I'm saving all that money, not staying in a hotel.
Yeah, no. And you're making money by people renting your house.
Right.
But then you've got to steam clean your...
all that profit.
Your beds.
Ew, gross.
You got to just throw those linens out. I mean, you don't want to come home and find that going on.
Where's that new bed in a bag?
You know what? That's why I only do sleeping bag Airbnb. You have to stay in a sleeping bag in order to be able to do it. But Airbnb will get out from under that, and they'll have to sue the homeowner, and the homeowner's going to go, hey, listen, what do you want from me? Or the renter, rather. So what? I didn't take the trash out. Kill me. I'm not paying you $30,000. See you in court. And I don't care. What are you going to do? Embarrass me because I had enema kits? Sorry, I was backed up. Sometimes travel does that to me.
You bet your ass I'm going to embarrass you. Pictures, mock-ups. I'm going to call that one animation company that does like the Tiger Woods ones.
Oh, and they're going to come in and just show.
Animate it.
They're going to show how I deposited all over the... And what are we doing about the hot tub? Well, Tyler says that's just the chemical imbalance.
Yeah, that was there.
The pH was off. Also, how can you do that to somebody's house?
People don't care.
How can you... Wouldn't you be embarrassed?
Yes.
Like, listen, you're going to have sex in somebody's bed and you get an errant condom maybe that flies or something.
But leaving all that stuff around, now you're like, F you, look what I did in your house.
But wouldn't you be embarrassed?
How many errant condoms flew in your day?
No, none. But I'm just saying, like maybe you were drunk, you peeled one off, and you thought you had it, but it was like stuck somewhere like that. I'm just trying to. One condom wouldn't be the end of the world. You'd still be a little embarrassed, but it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Some convincing.
But wouldn't you be embarrassed that like now you're the guy that did that to somebody's house?
No,
you're not embarrassed from that. You're not embarrassed by that.
No.
You would stain walls and sheets and the floor, and you would just walk out and go, oh, well, hey, thanks for your place.
If you're breaking all that stuff out, you don't care about leaving it.
What about I've left my sex toys behind?
Yeah.
I've got plugs and bullets and dills.
One-time use.
I
don't need them.
You know what? I had a good couple of days, and Now that's on you. Go ahead and enjoy the cleanup and check your pH balance because that water's going to be brownish.
You left the rubber mat off of it and some leaves got in.
Oh, no, I left rubbers inside of it.
You just use that little tiny strip of paper.
Hi, Elliot, in the morning.
Hey, Elliot.
Hey, who's this?
This is John from Frederick.
Hey, what's going on, John?
Nothing. I have one question.
Shoot.
Anal?
Oh, 100%. Please. That's why I
that's what
clean
the
things
enemas
out.
are for.
Exactly. That's why I cleaned the house before the maid got there. So that was exactly why I was
It's
something.
not so there.
Hey, let me ask you something. Are you traveling anywhere this for Thanksgiving?
What's that?
Are you traveling anywhere this Thanksgiving?
Just local, Deep Creek Lake.
All right, so you're staying around here. I want to find somebody who's going to Memphis.
You think they're driving?
I don't know. I mean, Memphis, you can easily make that drive.
Oh, you're late. It is already 6:00.
Diane, please. No, you can make that. No, I need somebody. I'd like to find somebody who's going to Memphis, and I'd like them to work, just cut out for a little bit and work as a little reporter while you're there to find out what the hell that massive spider web is. Did you see that thing?
No.
1/2 mile long.
Where?
In Memphis.
It's like in the middle of town?
I don't think it's in the middle of town. I mean, I don't know Memphis well enough. I know it's not as nice as Nashville. But there's like some massive 1/2 mile long spider web, and there are thousands,
not millions.
Millions upon millions of spiders that are running around this area in Memphis, and they have no idea why. First of all, they say that I was reading this article that said any place where there's a field, and it doesn't. I don't mean a field like you're like in the the Great Plains, but just anywhere that there's just like a field, like in a neighborhood, like in a common area where there's a field or at a school or anything. That there are millions of spiders that live there anyway. But there is a spider web. I ask you not. It is 1/2 mile long. It looks like somebody took almost like a white sheet.
Ew.
And laid it down over this massive field, and it's 1/2 mile long, and there are millions upon millions of spiders that are just kind of popping up, and they have no idea why.
It looks like the Halloween decoration.
Doesn't it? Don't you agree? Like the cotton stuff that you put down on your yard to make it look scary. But I gotta know what that is. I've never seen anything like that.
Oh. People say they're spending hours killing spiders because they're like floating around everywhere.
Well, yeah. Well, they're getting in people's houses. Anybody that's over that way, or anywhere near the field. But I guess early
that
on,
would be my luck for Airbnb. Oh God, I'm really excited to see Memphis.
Well, first lower your expectation. lower the expectation. But I think originally when it popped up, not the whole 1/2 mile, they did try to get rid of the web. Because it looked like
use hairspray and a lighter.
That's, you know what? I thought the same thing. Why don't they just go in and burn the thing? Just burn the web. But they say you don't want to kill off that many spiders because the spiders are needed for for whatever the circle of life is. Mm-hmm. But you know what? If you've got that many that they're building a web like that's 1/2 mile long, you can get rid of those. They'll come back.
Presence of these spiders tell us all is well with nature at that location. Hell?
And the other thing, just real quick, the other thing that I can't avoid now is every story on kissing or assassin bugs. Every day I see 5 or 6 stories about kissing bugs or assassin bugs. And remember, what's the disease you get from them?
Chagas?
Chagas. And how do you get that?
Well, it's when I'm sleeping, it's coming up and nibbling on my lip.
Biting on your lips. It chews on your lips. Every day I see 5 or 6 stories now about people being attacked by the kissing bugs. Anyway, listen, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. We got a lot of stuff that we got to get through today. So give me one quick break. We'll come back, lay everything out for you. Anyway, Diane, let's get going with some news, please.
Russian warplane shot down near the Turkish-Syria border within the last several hours. Turkey saying it shot down a plane after the aircraft had repeatedly violated its airspace and ignored several warnings. There were reports that the pilots had ejected, but they were still trying to confirm that what their fate was after the ejection.
Yeah, the reports
occurred.
were they saw them parachute out.
Exactly. So obviously, things in Syria have been not well over the last
Russia is pissed.
several years. Brutal civil war. They're killing hundreds of thousands of people and have sent millions of refugees fleeing to other countries around the world. Talking about this earlier, 47 million people are expected to be hitting the roads today and tomorrow if they haven't left already for Thanksgiving. Waze is saying...
God damn it, traffic's going to suck all
Waze
day.
is saying best day to do it is leave on Thanksgiving Day.
You know what? That is the best time to go. If you can get out early Thursday, or even like in the middle of the night, that's probably your best time to go.
They're saying as for the return trip, the worst time to come home is going to be Sunday between, say, noon and 6 p.m. But obviously, they said if you haven't left already today, you should be leaving very shortly. If not, you should wait until 11 o'clock tonight if today is your planned departure day. And then I think they said, right around getting off work time, 5 or 6 o'clock, is going to be the worst on the roads. New Orleans police arresting the main suspect in the shooting of that medical student from Tulane University. Uric Kane was arrested yesterday in connection with the shooting of Peter Gold, that video that we saw where he had stopped to help a young woman that Uric Kane was dragging down the road. He was just coming down the street, backed up, stopped
his car,
to help.
got out to help, got shot in the stomach, and then that's in the video you see the Uric Kane dude walk over with a gun, put it to his head, and then thank God the trigger jams or something in the gun jams, and then he took off. But I guess he got picked up yesterday and has confessed to everything.
Yeah, and I guess too, is there a movement or talk of them possibly giving the young medical student the reward?
Oh, you know what? That I don't know. I know that there was...
Because it was
$12,500,
yeah.
right? I saw that. Yeah, you know what? That I don't know. I don't know if he's up for the reward for that or not.
Some people are saying he's deserving
he could
of
probably
it.
use it for some medical bills.
Exactly.
Because I was watching a little piece of the press conference yesterday where they were talking about, and they were saying, listen, he's recovering, obviously, from being shot in the stomach, but he's not out of the woods.
Yeah.
He still has a long recovery ahead of him.
Reports this morning that former Towson University diving coach Maureen Mead indicted by a grand jury yesterday on 3 charges in connection with that cell phone that was found in the women's team locker room. She is facing charges of interception of communication, as well as peeping Tom and altering physical evidence. You remember we were talking last week about how team members found that phone that had videos of the athletes changing inside the locker room. She was placed on administrative leave with pay pending the outcome of the investigation. They've suspended competition until January.
Right.
For the Towson team.
Hey, can I ask a business question real quickly? There was some big business story that was going on with somebody buying like a Hong Kong newspaper. That was a big deal. Did anybody see that pop up? No. Oh, can you see who's the guy who I don't know the name of? I don't know if it's like the Hong Kong Times or the Hong Kong Post. But the name of the guy who is buying I can't do it.
Is this like that guy that kept getting kicked off Facebook? That dude?
No, and by the way, you're pronouncing it wrong. It's Fook is how you pronounce it. It is Fook dat beak.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I was pronouncing it wrong.
I went to school with a Fook. Do you see the guy's name?
Is it Jackma?
Yeah, exactly. And we know his brother. What's his brother's name? Suckma. Yeah, he's buying the Hong Kong newspaper.
He is.
Is that not the greatest headline ever? Jackma is buying the Hong Kong newspaper.
Here we go.
I'm 3.
Charlottesville's police chief set to retire in the spring. Timothy Longo making his announcement yesterday saying, my wife and I decided to retire. 35 years is a long time to do this work. 15 of those years, he said, I'm proud to say we're served in this community in reference to Charlottesville. He basically said, especially with all of the Hannah Graham case,
been a rough little outing.
It was a lot over the last 18 plus months.
I don't know day to day what his reputation is. And I don't know, go back during his tenure. But just if you go off of the last 18 months and what he did publicly and what he was doing with the Hannah Graham case,
yeah, he
was fantastic.
Yeah, he
was so good in handling every ounce of that. And like I said, I don't know day in, day out what his if he's liked, if he's not liked. I don't know that much about him. But just in his handling of the Hannah Graham case and as public as he was and as adamant as he was during those 18 months, he was awesome. Yeah. Like, that's a loss.
Yes, he is 52, and he began his tenure at the Charlottesville Police Department back in 2001 after being with the city of Baltimore for 20-plus years. So now it's just, they said, nationwide search will begin, but he'll be gone in about 5 months from the Charlottesville Police Department. Time Magazine won't be picking its Person of the Year for about a week and a half now, but the people participating in the online poll at this point
do we have finalists?
Are putting, well, no, I mean, you've got the people that they are putting the votes behind. Number one would be Bernie Sanders. He's got 12.7% of the vote.
That's not good. That's not good.
Who do you want, American Pharaoh?
I mean, I think it's got to be up for consideration. Now, I don't have anything at the, Person of the Year, Donald Trump.
He is at 15th place.
15th?
1.9% of the vote, yeah.
15th? He gets more press than anybody else in the world.
So Bernie Sanders is number one right now.
Right.
Then Malala, then the Pope, then President Obama.
Right.
And then you've got,
Bernie Sanders for number one?
Stephen Colbert is right behind the president.
Oh, you know what? That's where I'm going.
Yep.
That's where I'm going.
And then the refugees, where they do,
Right, where you get like a group.
Mm-hmm. So they do have other celebrities that have made the list. Adele's got 2% of the vote.
Oh, good for her.
She should get it. She really should.
You see what the numbers that came out yesterday?
Was it the first 3 days she sold 2.3 million copies?
So in a matter of
ridiculous
moments from when that story was published, she would have broken NSYNC's record.
And NSYNC was 2.4?
2.4
for
a week.
Right. So she's 3 days in.
Wow.
And she's also going to beat the UK number too.
Well, I don't even know what that is.
It's like 700-some thousand.
Who has that?
Oasis.
Oh, real? Yeah, she'll blow that away.
She did in a couple days, like 550.
Will she crush 3?
Right now they're saying 2.9.
Oh,
wow.
So, but you never know because you've got this push here with Black Friday. And all those sales starting at the beginning of this week, some even going back to last Friday. So you may see a little surge towards the end here, whereas you often see the surge right away because people are excited to get the record.
Wow. Man, could you imagine 3 million in a week?
It's amazing.
And those numbers don't get hit anymore. They don't even come close to that anymore. That's unreal. Good for her.
Dress worn by Judy Garland, as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, made $1.56 million at auction. Bottoms, New York said it was sold to an anonymous bidder on the phone. Pre-sale estimates had it going for upwards of 1.2, so it far exceeded expectations. They said it is one of only 2 complete Dorothy costumes that is still in existence.
What a waste of money.
TV tonight at Charlie Brown Thanksgiving on ABC before your finale for Dancing with the Stars. And we're starting to get the first pictures of what the cast is going to look like when they do Grease Live.
Oh, it's
coming up. Julianne Hough.
I don't know who else is in the show. I do know that if you run into Brooks Laich on the street, he runs all the lines with Julianne.
That's right.
So you can just go up to him and say any line from Grease, and he'll be able to do all the accompanying lines.
I think you will like her in the black bodysuit.
Oh, the black leather?
Yeah.
Like Sexy Sandy?
Yes.
Oh, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
I bet. No, really in any suit. Mostly birthday, but really any suit I bet she looks good in.
Patriots topping the Bills for Monday Night Football last night to remain unbeaten at 10-0 on the season. What are they talking about, this big errant whistle?
Oh, you know what? I was reading about it. I didn't that it killed a play, but I didn't see the actual play. I had fallen asleep at that point, so I didn't see the actual thing. But but I just know that they were talking about how it blew a 70-yard touchdown, but I didn't see the play.
Broncos announced yesterday that Brock Osweiler is going to start this weekend against New England in place of Peyton, who has to sit. Manning doing his best to get back on the field, but he's got back, he's got neck, he's got
back,
feet.
ribs, neck, his plantar fascia. I mean, he's a mess.
Dmitry Orlov scoring the lone goal of the game in the third period to give the Capitals a 1-0 win over the Oilers. Also, Braden Holtby's first shutout of the season.
He had a save in the third period that was freaking ridiculous, breaking down. There was a couple of defensive they just mistimed some things defensively and gave up a couple of severe odd man rushes, some 2-on-0s and some 2-on-1s. And Holtby was unreal. He had one glove save. I had no idea how he pulled it off. But man, was he ridiculous last night.
Hall of Famer Rod Carew suffering a massive heart attack a couple of months ago and is now hoping to qualify for a heart transplant. He told Sports Illustrated that he suffered this heart attack while he was out golfing by himself back in September. He had 6 hours of open heart surgery with a device implanted that helps to pump his blood for him. But they said that device normally acts as a bridge until you can get a heart transplant.
That's scary. By the way, how did it not come out earlier that he had suffered this big, massive heart attack? I mean, Rod Carew is famous.
Yeah.
I mean, not only as a baseball player, but from the song,
Exactly.
of course.
Thank you. And Diane had to say Hall of Famer Rod Carew. Couldn't help herself. Man suffers a horrific health event, and she was making fun of him.
Well, I didn't do the voice.
But how does that for 2 months? The guys are now waiting for a heart transplant. I don't know how that didn't come up.
I don't know.
You know the other thing that was weird to me? Well, number one, I can't get the song out of my head. But is that common for people to go out and play golf by themselves? Like, that seems really weird to me.
I don't think it's that strange.
Where you would just, do you just go the 18 holes by yourself, or do they, lump you in with somebody?
That's very common. But I was
Where
also
they just lump you in with somebody?
I was a youth, so it was like, we're not letting this kid go out by himself, so he's got to join a threesome or a...
So they would put you out with another group?
Yeah.
Or maybe this is like his normal club and he likes to do that. And
I'm
they
also
just kind of
not
let him
a
go.
Hall of Fame baseball player.
Oh, Hall of Famer Rod Carew?
Rod Carew.
He converted. Wait, Kayla, you and Nick go golfing. Have you ever gone by yourself? So you just go out, the two of you go out, and they're like, okay, you guys go with those two. Ooh.
What? It's like the equivalent of Benihana.
I bet that... Oh, that's not a good sell. That's
not
not a good sell.
fun.
That is not a good sell.
It's awful.
That is... Wait, getting paired up with somebody?
Yeah, being either side, either party. I hated it.
Well, but I mean, you could end up with cool people, and you're talking about golf, and you're out in nature.
Well, again,
you're
I was
hanging out.
young, so it was like I never got paired with another group of
Kids. You always
high
got some
schoolers.
adults?
Yeah, sucked.
Oh, how much did they hate having you? We were going to drink. We were going to talk about some pee. We were going to
They
get
still
busy.
do. It's terrible.
So wait, so you would be out golfing with them, and they'd be like, man, I slayed that girl.
No, who talks like that?
I do when I golf. So wait, they can't
But they
talk regular.
Yes, they did. High school. I wasn't a baby, a
Yeah, but if
toddler
I
out
were-
there
if I
walking
had
around.
Earmuffs.
No, but if I don't golf, but if I was out there with 3 of my buddies and I had some high school kids.
You'd rail it in a little bit.
No,
You
that's
don't
what I'm
know
saying.
him.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't be able to be myself.
Right.
But
I
the
wouldn't
worst,
be able to be myself.
the worst setup is when during the summer, I would golf with a buddy during the day. So the group who's telling me to do earmuffs
Old
is
people.
at work. So you get paired with an old duo or couple.
Hold on. I'm just golfing. Hold on.
Hold my club cover.
That was bad as well.
All right, I'm sorry.
Golden
Hall
State.
of Famer Rod Carew.
Golden State trying to make NBA history tonight for the longest winning streak to start a season. Warriors take on the Lakers at home, and if they win, they will have won 16 games in a row, which would set the new mark for the league. 76ers now 0-15 after they lost to the Timberwolves.
There you go. 0-84, baby.
Well, it's kind of close, 195. Wizards and the Pacers tonight at Verizon Center. That's a look at news and sports. Coming into town to speak to some theater students at Mason, and I guess they decided, well, since you're in town.
Boy, that's enjoyable. Hey, while you're here, we'll send you to Manassas.
He's a former 2-term president of our guild.
And that is why I am honored to stand here today and welcome.
Somebody hasn't paid their dues. Trying to get those Oscar-nominated
He's
movies.
a two-term president.
Diane, SAG.
Yeah, no, you can't call them Oscar movies. They're SAG movies.
Sorry.
I at least honor the right company, not financially.
I was going to say, they don't care what you call it as long as you pay your dues.
Right, which I don't do. Not until John gets a chance with you-know-who will I start paying my dues. That's my that's how I grudge back on paying those, and then I don't get to see the movies. All right, let me go to line 4. Hi. Oh, wait, hold on, line 4. Yes, Tyler.
Second paragraph. Asner is adamantly opposed to the SAG-AFTRA merger.
Oh.
He, Martin Sheen, and Ed Harris.
Ed Harris.
Apollo 13, bald guy.
Yeah, The Rock.
Oh, no, you know who I'm sorry. I was picturing Ed Begley Jr. I'm sorry. Yes, Sam Harris.
Ed Harris.
Filed a
His
lawsuit.
brother. Like Jackma has Suckma. Yes, he filed a lawsuit?
That is still working its way through the court system against Ken Howard, SAG president.
Oh, boy.
The White Shadow.
That's Ken Howard's nickname? The White Shadow?
No, he was on that television show.
Ken Harris was?
Howard. Who's
Howard.
Ken Harris?
Howard
Ed
Harris.
Harris.
Ed Harris.
Howard Harris.
I have no idea. I don't even know who I'm talking about anymore. All I know is Ed Asner is suing SAG-AFTRA.
F him. That's how we see the movies.
Well, Ed, you know what? You show up at the parade and just heckle him through the...
Go away, Asner. I do love Elf, though.
I know, that's the hard part. Other than Elf, if you take Elf away, that's it.
Yeah. Well, that's not true, but...
No, I mean, what didn't he do?
Mary Tyler
Moore, and then...
Lou Grant.
Rhoda.
I don't know if he ever did Rhoda.
No,
he was on. They gave him his own spinoff.
He was Lou Grant. Yeah. Was he Lou Grant on Mary Tyler Moore?
I believe so.
Didn't watch a lot of those. Okay, now I'm getting flood. I don't need the Ed Asner flood of people.
Oh, supporters?
No, people who are going to join Tyler and Manassas and heckle him during the ride. All right, let me go to line 3. Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hey, is this me?
Yes, it is. Who are you?
Hey, what's going on, Elliot? I'm Chris from Glen Burnie.
Hey, Chris from Glen Burnie. How are you, sir?
Oh, man, I'm doing great this morning.
Excellent. I have 2 things for you, Chris. Number 1 is I'm going to give you tickets to go see The Used. I'll give you tickets for both nights, pair of tickets for night 1, and then a pair of tickets for night 2. So you'll go see both nights. Hey, can I ask you something else real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Oops.
Would you... That time you say oops,
yep.
You bang that thing 300 times a day, but that one, oops, that one was loud.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Chris, let me ask you this. Would you, and be honest, there's no shame in this. Would you consider yourself to be a sex addict?
A sex addict? No, I don't think so.
No. Okay.
I mean, right off the top of my head, no, I don't think I'm a sex addict.
Right, so that's your...
I really don't know anybody who is.
You know what? That's a good question. Do we know anybody who is?
I mean, and you're talking about not famous?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well,
you're
famous...
talking about somebody who just nonstop is always talking about it or thinking about it or discussing how they and their significant other...
Watching it,
sex, like
watching
5
it,
times a day.
doing it, porn, like any type of... anything, and not like a sexual deviancy, but just any kind of sexual... stimulant. And again, that could be anything from videos to pictures to the act to seeing not just strip clubs, but male and female strip clubs, but just just completely the same way that like the people who are. And let me back up a step. The whole reason that I bring this up is there was a new study released from I think it was out of Cambridge University, and they were talking about how if you back up even a decade, it was one of those addictions that at the time they were like...
People rolling their eyes at it?
Yeah, they would go, I don't even know if that's a real thing. Like, I don't even know if you can classify sex addiction. I know one person who was a sex addict, and he claimed very early on, and this goes way back...
Like a real person, not a celebrity.
He's both to me.
Is this Bonaducci?
Yes.
Okay.
But Danny would say that when all the times that he went out and got busted for drugs or whatever it was, he was never out looking for drugs. He'll tell you he was never a drug addict. It was just a byproduct of out looking for sex, any kind of sex that he could find. And so that when he was out, he said, I would run into people. I was out looking for women or just strip clubs or whatever it was. Well, he won't go to strip clubs. It's torture to him. Torture. He said it's like it's like going into
waving a bottle in front of an alcoholic.
Oh, I was going to say it's like walking into a bank vault and not being able to grab money.
Oh. It's like a pizza delivery guy.
Well done.
I do know a guy whose idea of a good time is every night you're going out, you have to close the night down by going to a strip club. The nearest strip club will do.
But is that
a night out on the town of drinking isn't complete until you throw some dollar bills at a strip club. That's about the extent of it that I think I might.
Though, I wonder, And by the way, like they look at it and they say, like, if you take somebody that's addicted to, whether it's soda, cigarettes, but who's addicted to something physical that you ingest.
Tangible.
Yeah, tangible. Thank you. That they can look at that and they could go, okay, like there's nicotine, caffeine, like things that you ingest, where they can look and they go, oh, well, we see what that does to the brain, we see what that does to the mind. You can understand then how the body gets addicted to it, and then you need to fill that. But they say that with sex, and not just the act of having sex, but just looking at it, looking at pictures, looking at videos, going to strip clubs, whatever it is, that you're not really ingesting anything. And so they're doing the whole study. By the way, you know what they say the numbers are right now of people who, again, back up a decade when it was almost dismissed as being a legitimate addiction? The numbers now, they say it's 1 in 25.
Really?
1 in 25, they say, has a legitimate sex addiction.
Diagnosed.
Or diagnosable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I've never been diagnosed with a,
lupus.
Well, no, I was diagnosed with that. I just don't have a lot of levels in my blood.
I thought the whole thing was a complete sham.
No, but like take somebody who's addicted to cigarettes or smoking, right? They may not have gone to a doctor to be diagnosed as having an addiction to cigarettes, but they would be able to look you in the eye and go, "Yeah, I can't quit. I'm addicted to it." So you don't necessarily have to go to a doctor to be told you're addicted to. The people that will hear who drink 2-3 liters of Coke a day.
Yeah.
They're addicted to Coke. You don't need a doctor to tell you that you have an addiction to soda. You know that you are. So that number, I don't know if it's diagnosed, but they believe based on the numbers, 1 in 25 are addicted to sex. I could only think of one person that we know, not famous, one person that we know, and I don't want to say because maybe she is, maybe she isn't, that would fall into that category.
A sex addict?
Yeah. Like, would you consider her, I'm going to misspell her name. Do you consider her?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no. You can be into certain worlds and not be a sex addict.
I agree.
Uh-huh.
I agree. Yeah, no, you could be into different kinds of things, and that would make you a sex addict.
Who did you write down?
Well, I can't say, Diane. I don't want to say.
Can you just show me the... Oh. I agree with what he said.
That it's just into some things, but not necessarily an addict.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Okay, then let me ask you about this person. Zoom.
No. Maybe a porn addict, but not. It doesn't sound like there was much sex there.
But is that? But is
it was from his mouth.
But would that be good enough to classify? Does that fall under the umbrella? If you've got an addiction to porn, would that fall? Hey, hold on one second, Chris. Hold on one second.
I think they're different.
If you have an addiction to porn, do you fall under the umbrella of having a sex addiction?
What does DSM Roman numeral 5 say? I don't. All the psychology books.
But does that fall under the same thing? Can I have a complete addiction to sex without actually having sex?
Yeah, but to me, that's a porn addiction.
So
because you're just watching, right?
So if I have an addiction to pornography, you wouldn't say that I have a sex addiction.
A lot of people would say they have both.
So is that so? But the two are not. It's not the same to you.
No, because there can be somebody who is just infatuated and constantly watching whatever porn they can get their hands on, but maybe they don't have. Maybe they're doing that because they don't have the options of having a partner.
I don't know if I buy that.
And then I'm sure there's sex addicts who would feel like frustrated if it was only porn they were watching.
So to you, in order to be a sex addict, there has to be the act involved.
I mean, I'm sure that there are different varying degrees to it.
Because I feel like I'm out of that boat.
Like, I could see both sides of it. But if you were to draw a Venn diagram, though, I feel like it would look like you almost just tried to draw a circle on top of another circle, but your hand slipped.
Right,
like, they share a lot of symptoms.
So if I'm watching movies nonstop, I'm looking at pictures nonstop, I'm going to sex or strip clubs nonstop, that's not a sex addiction.
No, but it can be.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
But there's definitely.
So then again, and I'm not trying to. I'm not speaking ill of the dead, but in terms of not working here. But would you put Zoom Zoom? Would you put Zoom Zoom in that category then?
No. He sounded like he was into porn. I never once in the hallway thought, oh, there's that sex addict. But doctors may. I don't know.
I don't stigma that.
I'm not. I'm just giving credit where credit's due.
Yeah, no, but so looking at thousands and thousands and thousands of images a day doesn't get you into that camp?
No, I gave you the porn addict.
Right, but not a sex addict.
I think it's a piece of the sex addict puzzle.
But not in full.
So maybe you're not that. Maybe you do get classified as a sex addict, and the online porn or
right.
bundles fuel a part of a sex addiction, but you're not that bad on the scale of sex addict.
Okay,
because you've just got one piece of that puzzle.
All right.
Sexualaddiction.org tells us that porn addiction is on the rise, while true sex addiction
is on the decline.
Is rare.
See, that's where they get back to the whole. That's where they get back to the whole thing about whether they even count sex addiction as a real addiction.
I mean,
even
these experts say
sexaddiction.org says that it's not even. It's a very, very rare condition
for true sex addiction.
See, and that kind of goes to what this study out of Cambridge was saying, is that they don't know what it is that changes there's nothing physical that changes the body.
Right.
The brain.
Yeah, sex addiction, they're like, that's real people. You have direct contact.
In order to be a sex addict, there has to be physical contact.
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll you know what? Then I'm with you. Zoom Zoom is not.
Here's the headline, and this kind of goes with what Diane
sound like
said.
There was a lot of sex there. Damn.
Diane said this, but this headline echoes her feeling: sex addicts not too interested in watching porn.
So that would
they
be
want
a frustration.
The real person.
That would be a frustration to them.
Yeah.
By the way, that goes back to what you said. That's being the pizza delivery guy.
Well, Diane said that in plainer terms.
Right.
I referenced a great joke. Or the worst joke ever.
No, great joke.
No, stop.
Great joke. One of the greatest jokes. Next to here, take my wife. Where am I going? Line 5? Hold on. Diane has a sex addiction question.
No, well, I'm just looking at the 10 celebrities with sex addictions.
By the way, this person then is a sex addict.
No, I don't think that person is.
Oh, okay. Wait, what were you saying?
10 celebrities with sex addictions.
Russell Brand, Tiger Woods.
Yeah, yes. Did
Eric Benet.
Did Jesse James claim that when he was divorcing?
Yes.
He did.
He claimed that when he was divorcing
Sandy
Bullock, that he was a sex addict. Nobody bought it.
Right.
Hi, Elliot. In the morning.
Yes, is this me?
Yeah. Hi. Who's this?
This is Adam.
Hey, what's going on, Adam?
Yeah, I was classified as a sex addict.
Were you really?
Oh yeah.
Like by doctors, you were classified as a sex addict?
Yeah, I was. Pretty much almost destroyed my marriage and everything.
In what way?
Pretty much got busted, and like you're talking about how porn's not part of it, but if I couldn't find someone, I would resort to using porn to fill that need for the addiction.
Right. Okay. Now that I understand, but porn to you was a substitute, begrudgingly a substitute.
Yeah, it was a substitute because I couldn't find what I was looking for, but then I could find the porn.
Right.
It would hold me off, I guess you could say. Like
right.
Smoking a cigarette.
Yeah. No. I understand. When you say you got busted, like, do you mean like with prostitutes and stuff?
Yeah.
How did you end up getting diagnosed? Like how did they diagnose you?
Pretty much went through a real bad depression, had doctors, and they found out that it was all this, and just went all the way down. I mean, it's one of the worst addictions that, like the doctors were saying, because it destroys so many lives, unlike drugs, where it just really destroys you.
Well, in your family. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
I would say a drug addiction only affects the person that's using. I mean, it affects families and friends. Hey, but let me ask you this: like, what did they like? Do you sit in a room, like, for example, in the study out of Cambridge they were talking about, where they were like they would take somebody who they believe was an addict, and they would show them pictures, like naked pictures and videos and stuff like that, to try to read what the brain does. Did they do that with you?
No, they never did that with me, but, like, doctors would ask, like, does this excite you?
And would you just, like, before they would finish the sentence, would you just say yes?
Yeah, I would tell them, yes, this excites me.
Give me a couple of example questions.
Oh, they would, like, a doctor would ask, like, what would you look for if you couldn't find something? Like, if you couldn't find someone to or sex or whatever, and I would be like, this category. I mean, I went through a very wide range of categories.
What's your favorite category?
Oh, threesomes all the way.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I hear you. But I bet you're very specific though. I bet it's 2 girls and a guy.
It could be that. It could be anything.
Oh, it could have been 2 guys and a girl. Just as long as there were 3 people in it, that was hitting it for you.
That was something, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I went through a very wide range, and my therapist, I mean, he's working with me, and I'm a lot happier now.
Good.
Helping. Oh, yeah. So.
Are you still married?
Yep. Still married. My wife is an amazing woman, I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
Was she, like, did it get to the point where she was thinking about leaving you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was in a mental institute because I almost committed suicide.
Right.
And she couldn't. She was, like, deciding whether or not to stay with me or leave.
Right. And you would just be out looking for it anywhere that you could find it?
Exactly.
And did they tell you that it's that rare? So, like, when you hear 1 in 25, you hear that number and go, there is no way possible.
Oh, I believe it.
Do you really?
Just with how easier it is to find people now these days with social media, I mean, Craigslist, whatever, all these dating sites, I mean, it's just so easy to find it. I think a lot of people had it hidden for so long, and they just used porn when they could, like, you know, any sort of magazine or whatever. But now addicts can actually now go find people a lot easier.
Hey, let me ask you this. At the height of your addiction, how many times a day were you having sex?
Times a day. I was maybe here for a while. I was like maybe doing it maybe once a week without my wife.
Right.
But like masturbating, I was probably doing it maybe 3 times a day at least.
Sure. But now, in terms of, okay, so outside of your marriage, it was once a week. The desire was probably 7 days a week.
Oh yeah, solid, easy.
Right.
She could be in the kitchen cooking dinner, and I was looking up stuff to try to meet a rendezvous for the next day.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
And how long ago were you diagnosed?
2-3 months ago.
Oh, that recently? No kidding.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good for you. And you feel better now that you're diagnosed and working with somebody? Sure.
I feel a lot better. I got on a medication. I don't even know the name of it, but it's calmed me down. It's working with the depression I had, working with this addiction. I mean, I have single therapy and I have family therapy.
Do you have to stay away is part of the therapy, like you have to stay away from porn?
Actually, I don't even want to go look at it.
Right.
Wow, that's a huge turnaround.
Yeah, no, but keep in mind, he never liked porn. The only reason he would look at porn was because he couldn't get the real things.
That's true.
Yeah, no, but porn wasn't enjoyable.
But
porn was like, oh, God, I'm stuck with this mess.
Like in a couple of months, there's been such a massive change.
Pretty much, but no, I mean, I just don't even have the urge to look at any of it all, and I just really just focus on my wife and just other hobbies I do.
Are you still masturbating regularly?
Actually, no.
You know what? Good for you.
What are his other hobbies?
What are your other hobbies?
Oh, I do like golfing, which was kind of funny, but I hope I don't have a massive heart attack on the course.
Nice recall.
And comedian.
All right, dude. Hey, listen.
But I do agree with Tyler. It did suck always getting teamed up with the old guy.
There you go. All right, dude. Hey, listen, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you, my friend.
No problem.
You got it, dude. Holy crap.
That didn't take long, did it?
No, you know what? Good for his wife, though.
For staying with him, yeah.
I'd have bailed.
Yeah.
In a second. But that's where you look at it differently and go, that wasn't somebody that cheated. That's somebody who has an
compulsion,
addiction.
yeah.
Couldn't help it. Didn't want to, but couldn't help it.
Do you like that we couldn't find someone heading to Memphis? That your lines are blown out with diagnosed sex addicts.
Hi, Elliot, in the morning.
Yo, what's up, Elliot? It's Slur.
Hey, real quick, what can I do for you, dude?
Dude, man, not to mention, that dude before me was going in. But look, I called in 2 weeks ago. I'm standing in front of all my coworkers right now. I didn't wait to get this. I just want to give a shout out to my boy, Freddie. I know he's listening. That dude before me was going in now. I don't even know. But they have those shows like this.
Whoa. Language.
He was speaking to the effect the addiction can have on oneself and one's network around them.
Oh, my. Oh, excuse me. I got banana nut cluster. All right, let me do this.
Nut cluster in the tube.
Let me,
Well, you better stop snacking.
All right, let's do some follow-up phone calls, please. 866-2-ELLIOT, 866-235-5468. Any good stories from yesterday, last night, anything at all that you want to get into, it doesn't matter to me. 866-2-ELLIOT, 866-235-5468. What did you purchase?
All right, Tyler, go ahead on your little computer job there and type in Tournament Fighters NES.
Tournament Fighters NES?
And then the other one is Fire and Ice. It's made by the same company that made Tecmo Super Bowl.
Oh, right, of course. And
I didn't spend the money for it, but I did acquire them. I'm a good man at bartering and trading, so therefore...
Well, I hope you didn't have to give up anything overly valuable to yourself to get those.
No, except some old crappy Sega stuff and a couple of Nintendo Wii things. Maybe a tongue kiss to Reggie Miller here and there, you know what I mean.
By the way, I was so happy to see, and I mean, it's not even worth getting into, but LeBron didn't score 21 points last night, and that's how many he needs to pass Reggie Miller on the all-time scoring list. So
You're not the only one that saw that.
Yeah, I believe he crapped out at 15 points last night. And what'd you say that's game number, what, 7-0?
705 and 706. So, all right, so I'll break it down. So everybody knows the regular gray Nintendo cartridge,
you don't
right?
Have to. Yes, of course.
There are 677 of those that are U.S. licensed titles.
Right.
I have 665 of them. The rest are unlicensed games.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, I'm a loser. I know.
Hey, the other thing I was going to ask you, I feel like I thought of you over the weekend. Correct me if I'm wrong, Chris. Aren't you a Jeff Gordon guy?
Yeah, I know. I am.
No.
I'm not as big as I used to be because, once Jimmy Johnson got into it, I mean, who the hell wants to watch NASCAR? Same dude winning 5 championships in a row. It just got stagnant.
Yeah, no, and I wasn't. So, I didn't bring that up in terms of he didn't win the race, but I thought of you in that your guy. I mean, that's the end of a career.
He was the man. I mean, there's ungodly things that I would have done in the heyday, probably 04 or 03, to meet Jeff Gordon. But now it's okay, cool. I've been getting rid of a lot of Jeff Gordon stuff. I've got everything you can think of from when I was a kid. I've got Barbie dolls. I've got ice cream boxes. I've got earrings. I've got 76 model cars of them. I mean, it was ridiculous.
By the way, Diane just made a note. Scott has 77 model cars for Junior. Got one more.
I actually used to have a car that had a piece of Dale Jr.'s driver's suit that I gave to somebody for Christmas present one year.
And Scott still says thank you. All right, Fat Chris. Hey, I got to jump. I appreciate the phone call. Have a good Thanksgiving, my friend.
All right, brother. You too, everybody. Pussy.
Box. Talk to you later. A couple of other things. I don't know if we know anybody in Louisville, specifically somebody in Louisville that works for the Metro Planning and Design Services.
What's that?
What is that? Oh, I don't know, but that's that's like the government office of the Metro Planning and Design Services. But it seems they have a problem that we've had a problem with in the building. Now, not as recently as it was like years ago, but they are having a problem, and it got to the point where the manager, his name is Joe Reverman, he had to put out an email to the staff reminding them that just because there's a wall by the urinal doesn't mean that it's a booger wall.
Jesus.
Disgusting.
Remember when we had that?
Well, there were several of them, weren't there?
Well,
the biggest one was in the bathroom downstairs on the fourth floor.
Because that was a unisex bathroom.
Right.
That was a unisex bathroom. So you would have women and men in there. And that wall, the only thing that I can liken it to that we've talked about recently is the gum wall in Seattle.
Oh, my God.
But instead of gum, it was boog. But they had to send an email out.
We never got that.
No, we haven't. We have recently discovered mass quantities of boogers on the two walls around the urinal on the third floor men's restroom.
Boogers in a memo.
Well, what are you going to call it? What are you going to call it? I sincerely hope this is not a result of actions by any member of the Planning and Design Services. Well, how many guests do you have coming into that building where that's the problem? This is obviously a very serious situation. Anybody caught doing this could face disciplinary action. We will have this area cleaned. However, this is very embarrassing to our department to have this problem. Please keep a lookout and let me know if you see any suspicious activity. Remember how bad that was?
Yes,
that was horrific. And it was bad. It was really, really bad.
It makes me want to vomit thinking about it.
Although this one I don't feel like has it.
Thank God.
Yeah, no, the rainforest bathroom doesn't have that.
But you're the most frequent user of the single bathrooms.
Seems clean.
Yeah?
Yeah, seems clean. Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on in there. And that's why when I used to get blamed regularly for the fourth floor bathroom, I'd be like, I'm not doing that. By the way, that's like my house. I'm in there more than anybody else. Why would I want to sit and look at that all day?
Fair point.
Right. And so I used to argue all the time, it's not me, it's not me, it's not me. But nobody would listen to me.
All right, that one was me.
That one was. I sneezed. I couldn't help it.
Disgusting. What word should he have used, by the way? I was having this debate with my wife, because I don't want to say boogers with the kid. So I always just have
what are you going to call it?
Well, I went with something.
That's what it is.
Over the weekend, I went
did you go with boogie?
No, I said...
No, because they know the joke. How do you make a tissue dance?
My son doesn't know that joke.
You put a little boogie in it.
Over the weekend, I went with dried nasal mucus.
Oh, my God.
Seriously? It's a booger, Tyler.
It did not roll off the tongue well.
I guarantee you.
That in the cave.
By the way, No, that's different.
Slang.
That's different. I guarantee you he already knows booger.
I'll ask him today.
I guarantee you he knows.
No, I don't want to ask him because I don't want to put that out there. That's like when we had I told you last week, he asked me what a gun was.
Right. Because these are the things you learn at school.
Goddamn playground.
Yeah, no, I guarantee you he knows what a booger is. I guarantee you that. As a matter of fact, if you go, can you show me a booger? Finger right in the nose. Just like he works in Louisville. Just put it right up there. This is embarrassing.
With my little eyes.
But there is no, to answer your question, there is no alternate word.
Well, I gave you DNM.
No, but that's not.
Maybe I just do that.
By the way.
You got a little denim.
Oh,
that sounds like denim.
They're not all dry.
Oh, God.
No, but...
Dude, you were going to make me lose it.
No, but
People just started eating breakfast again because they thought you were done with the story out of Kentucky.
No, but they're not. So, I mean, you can't call it that. You call it snot.
Yeah, but that implies wet.
They are wet. What's wrong, Diane? Why does this bother you so much?
I don't know. It hits me in the bad place.
Does it really?
Yes.
Like more than vomit and fecal?
It does. I don't know why.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me at all. No, but it's snot. Snot rocket.
All right. I'm going to give dried nasal mucus another shot.
One
more shot.
Not a chance that sticks. No pun intended. Number 2. Tell me you saw the quick video of the bird hitting the plane?
This isn't the plane that landed and had to take.
Oh, no, where it turns almost sideways.
Yeah.
No,
that wasn't a bird.
No. So they have like a little quick video, because you always hear about like birds hitting planes.
Is it a big jet or like a smaller one?
Oh yeah, no, jumbo jet. Like like what you would fly on if you were going on vacation, like a big plane. And it's coming in for a landing, and it hits a bird as it's making its descent. And listen, you already know what happens. The bird dies. Sorry to break it to you, but get over it. You know the bird dies, but you have to see. And I know what you're thinking, that the bird shatters and you see feathers like when Randy Johnson hit the bird with the baseball.
Ew.
Not at all. This thing, like a bird ball, goes flying straight up, like it bounces off the nose of the plane and just shoots straight up into the air. Watch it. Here we go. Do you see it?
Yes.
Isn't that fascinating?
It looks fake.
It does.
Oh, it did die.
I told you that at the beginning. Here it goes. Boom! Look how high up that thing goes. Oh, you see it land behind the plane? Watch again.
Thunk.
There it goes. Boom! Straight up. Now watch it. It's going to leave your computer. Now it's going to come back in behind the plane, and we're in slow-mo. It's going to take a moment. There it is. Look at it.
It left quite a mark on the nose.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got blood and wing. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff
was
going on.
the shift? Because that plane does make a shift. Was that unrelated?
Unrelated. Yeah, no, that bird's not going to knock a plane off. It's rude. Look at the size of that plane.
Yeah, but you've been in your car when something shot up at you, and you might jerk.
Yeah, but my car weighs less than a 747.
No, I'm just saying, though.
Oh, pilot's no, that happened so fast, pilot had no time to react. And they also know, nose down. When wheels are down, nose is down. We're going. I don't have time to start moving. That's awesome. And then, wait, do I need to grab, where am I going here? Line 6? Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hey, is this me?
Yeah, hi, who's this?
Hey, it's Phil. How you doing?
Good, how are you doing, sir?
Not too bad. So a few weeks ago, I was listening to you guys. You mentioned, I believe it was The Works, some peanut butter bacon burger up in Ottawa.
Yes, that sounds right. I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but it was definitely a hamburger that they were putting peanut butter and bacon on. And yes, it was in Ottawa. Sounds right.
Yeah, so I was up in Ottawa over the weekend. The restaurant's called The Works. Had that burger. It is fantastic. I really recommend trying that at least at home.
Is it really?
Yeah. So it comes with. It also comes with onion straws, and I guess they have like a dozen free sauces that you can put on it. Like, absolutely fantastic once it starts to melt into it.
Really?
And so I guess they also had something, I don't know, 50 some odd, like random burgers you could get. So my girlfriend had one that was thick cut Canadian bacon, and a thick slice of ham on top of the burger.
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Dude, phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
By the way, you know what we should do? And I don't know how to get this done. I'll have to call Anna Gibbs over at the embassy. Just for a weekend run up to Ottawa, but you have to go during the winter. We go ice skating on the frozen canal. We go get the peanut butter hamburger, and then we go to Beaver Tails for dessert, and then we're good to go. Wake up the next morning, have some Timbits, and roll. Would that be awesome? Just a night out in Ottawa? Why don't we do it?
It's actually, dude, go to Bytown. There's 100 bars there, and you proceed that before the hamburger. It's a good hangover food.
Hey, the Bytown, that's over by the where the Parliament building is, Hogwarts, right?
Yeah. There's a beaver tail right there too.
Yeah, there is. That place is awesome. Beaver Tails is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, very good. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. See you.
Hey, you got it. Talk to you later. I'm going to call Anna Gibbs. We got to do that. A nice February weekend in Ottawa. Doesn't that sound awesome?
It'd be fun, definitely. I was jealous when you went to Ottawa a couple years back.
Yeah, when we did the Ottawa-Montreal swing.
Well, don't say we.
Hennessy went.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to talk to Anna. We'll get that done. Although there's not, the Caps aren't there. Maybe we'll do a show. No, I don't even need anything. Let's just go for a weekend.
Just go hang out.
Ottawa's awesome. Ottawa's fun. All right, I'll go to work on that. Okay, the other thing is, do you remember the picture that we talked about? I can't remember the name of it. It was the Cugini picture.
The basketball player?
No, Diane, that's Lorenzo Cugini from High Point.
Well, he never emailed you back.
I can't remember. Well, it wasn't me. It was the listener. What was the name of the artist who made the picture of the woman that was laying out and her Cugini's exposed, and it sold for like 140 or what was the amount? $700 million? $170 million.
Yeah, the guy put it on his credit card. Yeah.
Yes!
Oh, that's their story?
Well, no, there's twofold. It's twofold.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, that's okay. But I can't remember. Magliadini or something like that was the artist. The guy who bought it is a
Modigliani?
Motigliani. That's right.
Modigliani.
Wrong one. Modigliani did the picture of the Cugini lady. You dig? And remember, we talked about how is that thing worth $170 million? Nobody's ever heard of the guy. Well, a couple of art history majors did. But nobody, it's not a famous picture. But the thing sold for $170 million. And it's some Chinese dude, some billionaire guy. But Tyler's right. He's putting that on his credit card. His credit card. His American Express.
Which
He's
means
calling Amex.
You have to pay that off immediately, right?
Well,
or does he have that special plan?
No, he doesn't. It's not a blue card. He has to pay it off immediately. But did you see the awesome part of that though?
Yeah, why he did it? Yeah.
Because he gets the miles that go along with it. So American Express said that for $170 million, him, his wife, and his 2 kids will be able to fly first class anywhere in the world that they want for the rest of their lives.
Really?
How freaking awesome is that? And the rich get richer.
Case by case, though. American Express did point that out.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes it varies depending on where you are.
Well, they have to look at your history with them as a consumer.
Can you imagine 170? I don't have that kind of credit limit on my card.
No.
I believe I am $7,500 would be the maximum on my credit card. I don't mean to brag. But it's definitely not 170 million. No, I think it's 75. It's either 7,500 or 8,500, one of the two.
So his is the Centurion card?
That's the black card.
Yeah.
That's the black card.
$7,500 initiation fee. And
how much is it?
$7,500 initiation.
My entire credit line is what this guy has to pay to get in.
And then annual fee, obviously, $2,500 a year.
Man, that's a lot of money.
No credit limit.
So 170 million is whatever.
He cleared it with them ahead of time.
So he called ahead of time and said, "Hey, listen, I'm getting ready to buy the Cugini picture."
Yeah. Word for word, you got it.
And I put it on my card for 170 million. They were like, "Ring it up, shorty." That's amazing. And he gets all the miles.
Pretty cool. I mean, he did have to spend to get that, but that's pretty neat.
Yeah, but that's a bonus on top of the Cugini picture.
Oh, you're getting the art, sure.
I mean, you're paying for the art. You're getting the trips. Although he probably owns a plane. The guy's a billionaire.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That is amazing. I want to say back in the day, I think Lander bought a car on a credit card. I think that's the most I've ever seen somebody spend on a credit card, is somebody bought a car. Now, he paid it off. Like, it wasn't like a one-time purchase. But, like, he went in with a credit card and bought a car.
Wow. Do you remember how much the car was?
I have no idea. I wasn't paying the bill. If it was more than $7,500, he wasn't using my credit card.
No.
I think I might be $8,500. But the other reason I brought the art thing up, so we agree, nobody knew that picture. It wasn't, like, Modigliani may have been somewhat famous. Like, a couple of people knew him. But the Cugini picture, it wasn't like, oh my God, everybody knows this picture. There's another picture that just sold at auction that everybody knows. Hold on, I got to see what it sold for. $658,000. And everybody knows the picture. It's an original piece of art. Everybody knows. And this is why art makes no sense to me. Because you get that one piece of art that nobody's ever heard of, that nobody knows, and it sells for $170 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you get an original piece of art that everybody knows, and it sells. And listen, $658,000 is a lot of money. Don't get me wrong. But it's a piece of art that everybody knows, and it's the dogs playing poker. That just sold at auction. The original for $658,000. How's that possible?
Crying shame.
No, it really is.
You know what it is?
That should be worth $170 million.
Everybody. Oh, see, that's not the one I know.
Oh, do you know the one where that's the original?
Oh,
you're thinking of the one where in the corner diner.
I was gonna say the reason it sold for so low is because everyone has a print of it, but that's not the one I have.
No, you're thinking of the one where they're in the diner with like James Dean.
How is that related to dogs playing poker?
These dogs are playing poker.
I know, but why would you think he would confuse the two?
Because isn't that picture of dogs playing poker in a diner? Or am I thinking of the wrong picture?
No, you're confused. You're like melding two pictures.
Oh, well, that's probably worth a lot of money. Wait, which one are you thinking of?
Are there like different versions of it?
Oh, well, people have tried to rip it off because they can't afford the real one. But don't you agree? This is one that everybody knows. How does it not make more money?
There are quite a few versions of it.
Well, there's rip-offs of everything. Do you know how many Starry Nights I've seen in my life?
Yeah.
Those things get ripped off all the time. Find one thing famous and I'll show you all the knockoffs.
Like here's Scooby playing with Snoopy. And there's Pluto.
Underdog?
Oh, those are all the famous dogs. Oh, wait, go back to that. Who was, Mr. Peabody.
Stop.
Who had the whistle laugh?
Oh, what was the name of that dog? No, I know which one. No, I can't do it. I can't get it. What was that dog? Smedley? Headley?
Smedley sounds right.
Was it Smedley?
God, how do people do that?
They smoke a lot. What? No, was it Smedley?
I think Smedley might be right.
Was it Smedley? Smedley ran during the same cartoon as Hey Aunt.
With the scarf.
There he is.
Yes. Or no, wait.
Wait.
Muttley.
That's it. That was close
There's
enough.
a Smedley, though, isn't there?
Muttley is the...
Ow.
Diane is stupid.
Yeah.
Is that Smedley? I swear to God, I would piss myself. There he is.
Is that like banana splits?
No, I have no idea. That's not banana splits. Good job, though, Diane. Oh, you know what? Maybe we do that at the holiday show. Is it the cartoon or is it Diane? And I'll have you backstage.
Muttley.
Oh, dear God. Where am I going? Line 1?
Kaylee's like, did you guys see the grown-up Rugrats?
All right, I got to be done. But don't you... Wait, can I go back to my original point, though? Don't you agree that this should have sold for more than that?
It's quite a lot of money.
Yes, but something
what's
that nobody's
the story
heard of.
behind? Who painted it?
Let's see. Painting of dogs playing poker sold for more money than most of us will ever see at one time. True. It was... Oh, here we go. Cassius Marcellus Coolidge is the painter. After a trip to Europe in 1873, that he turned up in Rochester, New York as the portraitist of dogs whose lifestyle mirrored the successful middle-class humans of the time. His first customers were cigar companies who printed copies of his paintings for giveaways. His fortunes rose when he signed a contract with the printers of Brown and Bigelow, who turned out hundreds of thousands of copies of the dog genre subjects as advertising posters, calendars, and prints. His dogs fit with amazing ease into such By the way, this guy is still making bank. Bank. People are saying it's not even worth $658,000.
The nerve.
It should be worth $100 million. If that one was, I don't know how this guy isn't. This guy should be loaded. All right, I got to take a break and do some news. Will you give me Muttley one more time? Stupid.
I'm going to sit down.
How's that chest?
Hurts.
All right, let me take a quick break. We'll come back. Diane's got some news. After that, I will give you $500 with Elliot in the mornings, November. Yeah. Let's get into some news, please.
State Department issuing a worldwide travel alert that is going to be in effect until the end of February, saying that Americans should be aware of possible attacks, particularly during this holiday season when so many people are traveling. Militants with ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and other groups continuing to plan attacks in multiple areas around the world. They said U.S. citizens should exercise vigilance when they're in public places or using transportation. Try to be aware of your immediate surroundings, avoid large crowds or crowded areas, and exercise particular caution during the holidays and at anything that's any sort of like holiday festival or holiday
And they're certainly
event.
not saying don't travel. They're just telling you be careful when you travel. Obviously, there's certain areas that are dicier than others, but they are telling you that because when the warning came out, people were like, "Oh my God!" They're just telling you be careful, know what you're getting into, and take some extra precautions.
The number of wounded after that park shooting Sunday evening in the 9th Ward of New Orleans rose to 17 people yesterday after police were able to get some more information. They said they know there are hundreds of witnesses who have yet to come forward with any sort of information.
No kidding.
They said it was anywhere between 300 up to 500 people who had been at Bunny Friend Playground for a video shoot when the two groups started to argue.
Didn't they say half of the victims were under the age of 21?
Yes.
Like most were teenagers.
Yes.
Yeah, half of the 17 were under the age of 21.
And who had to go to the hospital. So they said that they are hopeful that more people are going to come forth, but they acknowledge not everybody's gonna.
Right, and then and you mentioned it earlier. The other story that was all over the news was the kid from Tulane who got shot, and we all saw the video of him getting shot in the stomach and then laying on the ground with a gun to his head, and the gun jams, and thank God he's alive. But they caught that dude.
Right,
he ended up getting caught and confessed to the police, and then the guy from Tulane. He obviously remains hospitalized with with a pretty lengthy road of recovery from him. Did you see the other, not out of New Orleans, but did you see the other story that took off and is all over the place now?
What's that?
The dude dressed as Darth Vader in Jacksonville, who tried to rob the convenience store, and then the dude behind the counter who bashed him in the face with what was it, salad dressing?
Ranch. It was like one of those jars of like ranch dip, wasn't it?
Blasted him right in the face.
Yeah, he's got a good mugshot.
He messed that guy's face up. Now, there's some reports that are saying it was a wine bottle. I believe a wine bottle was broken during the fight.
Yeah.
But I believe the thing that caused the damage to the bridge of that man's nose was getting bashed with the salad dressing. By the way, the video is ridiculous of him walking through the what is it, 8 till late or whatever it is, where he's walking around with the stupid mask on, moron. And I love the guy behind the counter. He's like, Evan, you're not taking my crap. Bam! Right in the face.
Another story out of Jacksonville that's been getting some mileage over the last couple of days. There are more and more KKK flyers, recruitment flyers that have been showing up in certain neighborhoods. And I guess a guy who identified himself as being a Grand Dragon said that they have about 1,500 current members in the Jacksonville area right now. And Ken, Grand Dragon, said that the recruitment is actually going on statewide. It's not just going on in Jacksonville. A Colorado college student was recovering from surgery after his e-cig exploded in his face. Cordero Caples broke his neck and several bones in his face. He lost his front tooth. Have you seen
this a new one, or is this the guy that we talked about?
No, this is new.
This is new?
This is another new one.
No, I have not seen
this guy got it much, much worse. I mean, you hear about, obviously, explosions. I mean, that poor guy ended up in a coma. This guy from Colorado was just out taking a smoke break, and it exploded. He ended up having to have spinal surgery, which they said...
Spinal surgery?
Yes, was successful. But they're worried about how bad his recovery is going to be.
So I don't understand. The thing exploded, and he had to have spine surgery because of that?
Well, I mean, I guess whatever hit him in just the right way, because it's, broke his neck.
Dude, he's jacked up, too. Look at that. Yeah, that's why the e-cigarettes they're so dangerous.
You should go regular. Yeah, I'm old school.
By the way, nobody who smokes a regular cigarette has ended up like that.
That's right.
Now, they normally just skip that step and go right to death.
There is your ad campaign.
Exactly. Don't end up like this guy.
That's right.
Now I feel bad.
Apparently, Radar Online says that it's obtained a copy of a video showing Charlie Sheen performing oral sex on another man and smoking crack cocaine in 2011. Apparently, this is the root of a lawsuit where Charlie Sheen reportedly gave the person that he is performing on an STD, aka herpes.
Right.
And there was a massive payout to that person.
Wasn't there a settlement between him and so like you said, Charlie Sheen's with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're smoking crack, and then Charlie performs oral sex on the guy.
Right.
The guy contracts herpes from it, and Charlie pays,
millions.
Yeah, I was going to say a substantial amount of money to this guy to, number one, never release the tape, and to shut his effing mouth and don't say a word. Millions and millions and millions of dollars to this guy.
And I guess Charlie thought he had the only copy of the video.
Right, so he got the copy from the guy.
Right. But now Radar says that
Radar says they've seen the video.
Right.
To what end, though? Like, so are they saying they're going to release it? Like, to what end? Or do they want Charlie to pay them?
I don't know.
That's the part that I don't get. Or are they just saying, hey, this story, we're reporting this story, we don't have to release it, we don't have to do any of that, but that way, Charlie can come after us or whoever can come after us, and we'll tell you just right up front, we've already seen the video, we don't need any of that. We have all the proof.
Is it because it's unclear as to when... they believe this was 2011.
Yeah, they believe it was 4 years ago.
Which we know that's when Charlie said on the Today Show that he was diagnosed.
Right.
So I don't know if...
That may be a little bit of a leap. That may be a hopeful leap, a convenient leap.
Yeah.
But was Radar doing it? Is Radar looking to get anything out of it other than just the story, and that's it? Because, it's not like they're holding him hostage for money.
Right.
Or it's not like they're trying to blackmail him for money. Well, they're like, we've seen the tape.
They're just going to release it,
No.
Also, a guy at a strip club in Myrtle Beach apparently told one of the strippers over the weekend that she needed to hit the gym.
Ooh,
and
they do not like that. They do not like that.
She responded in kind by punching him in the face at least 4 times, and she had a ring on. She did some good damage to him.
No, you don't do that. Come on.
Apparently, this all happened at Derriere's Gentlemen's Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Sweet name, though.
Mm-hmm. The New England Patriots beating the Bills 20-13 for Monday Night Football last night, so they stay unbeaten. 10-0 on the season. The Texans will go back to Brian Hoyer as their starter after he was cleared of the league's concussion protocol and will resume the starting role with TJ Yates heading back to the sidelines.
Then, as long as we're talking concussions, the story that's going to just kind of permeate the league through don't forget, you get football on Thursday for Thanksgiving, but this whole weekend is going to be the Case Keenum story about him getting rattled. And it's what I saw that when it happened. Because the Redskins game had ended, and then they flipped over to the Ravens-Rams game, and you saw him, and
they even be picked up.
Well, they even talk about it's at the end of him getting thrown down, and you see him slam his head back on the ground. It wasn't really a case of like a head-on-head hit. It's still a pretty bad hit, and even at the time I was like, man, he is jacked. He doesn't know where he is. So now the league is like, how the hell does this guy manage to stay in? So that whole investigation is ongoing into what led to Case Keenum staying in the league, or in the game rather, excuse me. But that will be through all of Thursday, and then Sunday and Monday. That'll just permeate all the NFL stuff over the weekend.
Also, Caps defenseman Dmitry Orlov scoring the lone goal of the game in the third period to give the Capitals a 1-0 win over the Oilers. Also, Braden Holtby's first shutout of the season.
Can I ask something real quick? If I were to mention the Capitals, and I talked about former defenseman Rod
Langway.
Would you know Langway?
I know what you're referring to.
How stupid was that Pat Lawson Muse?
I think so.
Right. She's the stupidest woman ever.
Did she call
She
him?
was Langley,
Yes.
Rod Langley. She's so excited that some of the Capitals are in front of the Verizon Center doing, I don't know, they were doing some drive or something for whatever it was. That's fine. She was we're so excited to have some of the Capitals here. As though she's been a season ticket. She's probably never been to a game. I've never seen her in a game. She's never been there. There's Peter Bondra. Oh, and look, hi, Rod Langley. Moron. Stupid. I swear to God, I hate every news person, except Aaron Gilchrist. I hate every one. They are so goddamn stupid. Every one of them.
Reports out of the world of baseball saying that the Nats are looking to trade both Drew Storer and Jonathan Papelbon in a full bullpen makeover.
Yeah, 3 teams, I guess, have been in contact with them, or they've been in contact with 3 teams about a deal. They really want O'Day from Baltimore, who is going to get a ton of money as a free agent. So I know the Dodgers are interested in him. The Nationals are interested in O'Day. O'Day's wife works in D.C.
Oh.
She works for, I believe, I don't remember her first name. I think it's Elizabeth Pran. Maybe it's Langley. Elizabeth Pran she works for Fox News. She's very, very attractive. So obviously they're hoping he stays here. He's got family in Atlanta, and I guess Atlanta has showed a little bit of an interest, but they're not looking to spend the kind of money that the Nationals will throw or the Dodgers will throw, but they're thinking that he may have a good chance of ending up in D.C. because of his POA wife from the news station.
Golden State Warriors trying to make NBA history tonight with the longest winning streak to start a season. They'll play the Lakers, and if they win, they will have won 16 in a row to set the new mark in the NBA. On the other end, the 76ers are now 0-15 after they lost to the Timberwolves, while the Wizards will play the Pacers tonight at Verizon Center. Sports stars Willie Mays and Yogi Berra are among those who will be receiving the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Other big names that are going to be at the White House ceremony: Barbara Streisand, Steven Spielberg, Gloria and Emilio Estefan, James Taylor, and Senator Barbara Mikulski.
Ah, man. Good for Yogi. No, I mean, I wish he was alive to get it, but that's awesome.
That is a look at news and sports.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I'm in need of some wham.
I love the way you speak. I love everything about you. I didn't catch your first name. What is your first name?
Oh, it's Alyssa.
Alyssa, very good. Alyssa, I would like to give you $500.
And I would like to take it.
Good for you. Good for you. Listen, that's your money. You do whatever you want with it.
Oh, my God.
You don't let
Thank
anybody
you so
else
much.
tell you how to spend it. I'd like you to have a little bit of fun with it. But again, that's your money.
Oh, it's all about fun.
That's my
We're
girl.
gonna have a good time. My kiddos and I.
Good for you. Good for you. You have
Yay.
any big Thanksgiving plans?
I am actually headed up to New York City on the train to see the parade with my mom and dad, and then some turkey.
Oh, you're going to the parade?
Well, I'm going to the parade from my mom and dad's friends. We can kind of look at the parade, and then I can run out.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Well, listen. Are you on the train right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. Well, listen.
I'm on the sofa right now.
Good for you. Let me put you on hold. Kaylee needs to get some info from you. You got yourself $500 with November Wham. You hold tight 1 second. Have a great time at the up in New York, and have a great Thanksgiving. All right.
Hey, thanks so much. Happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
Hey, you got it. Hold tight 1 second for me, please. By the way, what is the what channel? Oh, I always watch the parade. I watch the CBS parade
With Kevin Frazier.
Absolutely, that's the one that I watch. I know some people will watch the one on what's it? The other was it NBC that has the other one?
I believe this year NBC's carrying.
They have the other.
it.
Well, I don't watch the NBC one. I watch the CBS parade. Anyway, tomorrow morning, that will be it. That'll be our last $500 that we have to give away for our November Wham. I'd like to bring that back at some point. That was good. That was a good little $500 a day. I love doing that. So anyway, tomorrow morning, same time, same place. We'll give you $500 with Elliot in the Morning's November Wham, so you still have one more day to grab that. Oh, I should have asked Alyssa, but that's okay. I'll ask you too. Kaylee, I'll ask you as well. Have you ever suffered a hallucination? And then I'll give you the definition of hallucination. But have you ever suffered a hallucination in your life? And I'm going to define a hallucination as seeing or hearing something that's not really there. Diane.
Not off the top of my head.
Can I throw a caveat?
Huh.
I'm talking of having a hallucination without being drunk, high, or having any kind of temporary or long-term. I don't want to say mental issue because that sounds wrong, but not as part of like a psychosis event or any kind of like, oh, I banged my head and now I'm hallucinating. Just normal, run-of-the-mill, everything's fine, you're out enjoying your day or whatever you're doing, and you either see or hear something that isn't there. I'll ask again. Diane.
I would say no.
I don't know that I feel like you really put any thought into that.
Or maybe it was so real she doesn't know it was a hallucination.
Oh, you know what? That could be. That could be. I bet that happens to people.
No, because I mean, people say, "Oh, I feel like I'm hearing things," but
like what? Like a bird? Like what are you hearing? There's a difference between like,
Muttley.
oh, I'm hearing, I'm hearing noises, and then hearing something that's very deliberate or very, very clear. And I'm not talking about. And let me back up a step. Like I have. And I'm going to give you the...
Are you talking about Arthur?
No, see, and I was going to use that as the example. When I heard Arthur, the ghost in my house, I looked at Jackie and she heard it too. Jackie wouldn't hear my hallucination. She would hear something. For example, you're hearing me talk right now, correct? Mm-hmm. Tyler, you're hearing me talk right now.
Yes.
Kaylee, can you hear me? Right. This is not a hallucination because you're all hearing it.
No, I can't hear Kaylee.
I can hear her. Now, if you were to look at me and go, oh, what, Elliot? And I hadn't said anything, and Kaylee and Tyler didn't hear me, I'd be like, Diane's hallucinating. So Arthur wouldn't work for that because Jackie was able to hear it as well.
Okay.
And we both looked at each other like, you heard that, right?
But
the house is haunted.
So what would yours be then?
Well, let me continue my survey. Tyler.
Yes.
Hallucination.
No.
Seeing or hearing something that wasn't real.
Can't say I have.
Not under the influence of drugs or alcohol or some kind of like mental short-term or long-term issue.
I understand the question.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. Kaylee. Really? How am I the only one?
Let's hear it.
Yeah. No. And you know what? Mine is exactly. They say 1 in 20 people will have a hallucination. Mine's exactly the one that the researcher points out, and I don't know if this is the most common one, but I've definitely had this. Early one morning, this psychiatrist, John McGrath, had just turned the water off and was stepping out of the shower when he heard one of his children calling for him. He poked his head out of the bathroom door and called his kid's name, got no response, started to panic, but then realized, oh, my kids aren't at home right now. That I've definitely had.
Heard their voices?
Call my name? Yeah. Not Elliot. They'll say Dad.
Right.
But yeah, that I definitely heard. Definitely. Now, again, I don't know if that's the most common. You've never had that.
Certainly.
And can I throw one caveat out, because there's one that gets pointed out. People tend to, and it's not a hallucination. People always think they hear a phone ring when they're in the shower. That's not a hallucination.
Never heard that.
Oh yeah, that's very common. That's very, very common.
But see, occasionally I'll think...
That's really just FOMO.
I'll wake up and...
That's a dream.
Be in that state of where I think I maybe
no.
see something in the room.
That I'm gonna put that under something mental. Because you're not right about yourself.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that obviously
you're not awake.
It's not a mental condition, but you're not like up in your regular oomph. You know what I mean?
So the point of the study is that 1 in 20 people
will have a hallucination.
Hallucinate, which means that
at least once in their life.
It doesn't have to be lumped together with a mental disorder. Not that dreaming is a mental disorder.
No. There's no mental disorder. There's no psychosis. There's no drugs involved. There's no liquor involved. You are just completely, I don't want, this is a bad umbrella, but normal brain activity.
What if you're tired? Like is an oasis considered an hallucination?
No, that's mental. That's mental. Now, so is a hallucination, but but you're not, that, you know what causes that. That's being deprived of sleep, and you know what that does to the body. The body will start flipping. Think of 178 Hours, or whatever that movie was, where James Franco is drinking his piss. That is, you know what that is. This is just, it is a normal day. There's no drugs involved. There's no alcohol involved. You don't have any kind of like mental illness or mental deficiency. You are you. Nothing. I've never had a visual one. A visual one I'd love. I'd love that. And I don't mean like where you see like it looks like spermatozoa in your eyes.
Oh,
where
the
you
little
see
like
the
floaters.
squigglies. Yeah.
That's not what I meant.
The voice I've definitely had. And again, I'm not talking about a phone. You think you hear the phone ring when you're in the shower. That is strictly...
I've never heard...
That is strictly FOMO.
What about the sound of somebody, like, normally like you would hear somebody walking in a floor above you?
No. It has to be...
But nobody was there.
I'm not going to count that.
No?
I'm not. That
was
I'm
just
not
Scott's
counting
grandmother's ghost.
Maybe.
Did other people hear it?
I was the only one in the house.
Would other people have heard it?
I'm
not going to count that. I'm not going to count that.
It was the sound of somebody walking upstairs.
Then that's not a hallucination. If other people can hear it, it's not a hallucination.
But nobody else was there besides me to hear
Then I
it.
can't count it. I can't count it. So I'm the only one?
If you don't accept that, then no.
I don't accept that.
Okay.
You don't accept that, do you? That's not a hallucination.
It doesn't sound like it is, based on what you've
dismiss it.
outlined. Yeah.
Yeah, we investigated that, and I'm dismissing it. And you've never had one either? You would know. Like, that sticks with you. Oh, you've had the phone ring while you're in the shower? Yeah.
FOMO, that's like her life. It's
yeah,
YOLO and FOMO. It's,
oh, and? Friday. Line 5.
How do they, like...
Hold tight.
How do you get to the point where, like, what was their research to find 1 in 20? Because we're having a hard time defining a hallucination right now.
So they brought people in. They brought these people in. So let me give you you want a little science?
Please, no. This conversation is seriously lacking.
No. I'm going to give you a little science behind it. So let's use visual hallucination, right? I swear to God, if I walk around, because once I said science, you put your head down. If I walk over there and you're looking at Radar Charlie Sheen, I swear to God.
Not.
All right, let's pay attention. When the teacher talks, where are the eyes? Right here.
On the teacher.
Thank you. Where was I? So, visual hallucination.
Awesome.
There are a lot of people that believe, this isn't true, but there's a lot of people that believe that your vision works like a camera. So you see something and then you send that image to your brain and it tells you what it is. That's not really how vision works. You see something and then your brain kind of sees the image, but you start filling everything in based on previous experiences.
Isn't
right?
that kind of how you describe deja vu? Asking a question.
Raise your hand.
FOMO.
Never once saw a hand go up.
Oh,
also, never finished my... I may have answered your question prior to you asking it if we would have listened. And no, deja vu is light hitting one eye prior to the other. Thank you. So the brain starts to fill it in, which is how...
My head starts hurting. That's
oh, I'm sorry that I can't educate. So
no, but it's a miracle. It's incredible.
But that's how you know how to react to a dangerous situation. You don't have time to just see something and then go, oh, that's the picture, and then react to it. the brain starts filling in based on previous experiences, whether that you were involved in, you read about, you've seen, just experience. Doesn't have to be an experience that you had, but your knowledge of that experience, it starts to fill all that in. And that's how you know. You can just see the picture of a fire, but instead of going like, oh, that's small, you in your mind, you're like, that's going to take off and it's going to go and I need to run and the whole thing. The brain starts filling all of that in. That's how they determine the science behind it. And it's the same thing.
Yeah, but that's
it's the
my
same
question.
Thing. It's the
that
same
wasn't my
thing.
question.
It's the,
I mean, I'm going to take that knowledge to my eye doctor appointment today.
But it's the same thing for hearing. You don't just hear a sound and it goes to the brain. You start filling in the pieces.
But I asked, of the 1 in 20,
right,
who they say will do it in their lifetime.
Correct. Or have already done it and will continue.
How did they get to that number?
Testing people.
Yes, but we had a very difficult time deciding what and was not one. I don't understand how they can be certain that this person that they talk to...
I'm certain about my experience.
Yeah, but I can't be certain as a researcher just based on your word. I need to somehow test it.
Well, you're not going to be in my my bathroom when I hear my kids.
Well, then this is going to be as accurate as what people are going to spend at Christmas time this year study.
Oh, I didn't see that, thank God.
What'd you spend last year? I don't know, this much. What are you going to spend this year?
More than that.
Oh, okay, it's going to go up this year.
No. But so what they're able to do is let me look. I gave you the part. I gave you the part about the camera. I gave you the part about the neuroscience of vision, prone to psychosis. I gave you that. Here we go. No, that's not what they did. No, so they look at a series of images that look like meaningless black and white blobs, but then the brain fills it in and they're able to tell what it is. So that's a lot of how they did the testing for the hallucination.
Thanks. Between that and with you claiming your hallucination was your kids' voices, and in my head...
No, it's not my kids' voices. It was one. It was just one.
Well, in my head, I keep hearing the beginning of God of Thunder. So I'm a mess right now. You're giving me way too much TMI. Kaylee is giving me FOMO.
Right.
And Diane's YOLO.
No, Diane just keeps banging the cord on her microphone. She'd give me a headache with the thumping. You know what, Diane? That was a little passive aggressive. I should have just stopped it when it happened. Okay. There it is. Dun 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 dun. Dun.
See, we all shared that.
That's not a hallucination. Mm-hmm. That's not. Now, if you're hearing this, that's a hallucination. All right, Kaylee, will you ask me? But that's the other thing. People who have had it, they know.
Awesome.
They know that they had a hallucination. You're reading Charlie Sheen right now, aren't you?
No, I am not.
What are you reading? Teresa Judy Chase writing another book. All right, Kaylee, will you ask these people on hold? They got nothing going on. Dun, dun,
that's
dun,
my Kaylee
dun,
impression.
All right, ask these people to hold. I'll talk to my hallucinators next. Say, hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hi, Steve.
Yes, it is. Hi, who are you?
I'm Bethany from Richmond.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. When I was probably 12 or 13, I had a dog since I was firstborn, and he passed away. And I was in the kitchen, and it was a couple months after he had passed away, and there was always a spot in the kitchen where he used to lay down. And I vividly remember for a second seeing him lying in the place where he used to lay, and then I had to do a double take, and he wasn't actually there. So I definitely had a hallucination when I was 12 or 13.
By the way, two things. Well, I think I would. I'd like to experience a visual hallucination. I never have, only from my ears. But I've never had a visual one. But what she said totally backs up the science. Where she looked at that spot, didn't see anything, but the brain fills in the rest. See what I mean? It
was so crazy.
Exactly. And it was and you weren't drinking, you weren't effed up, nothing, you weren't suffering some mental thing or anything at the time, you were stone cold sober.
Oh yeah, I was little. I was probably 11, 12, 13 years old. I was younger.
Bingo. Is that the only one you've ever had?
No, I mean, I'll have I have audio ones all the time. Like ones that like I hear, I feel like somebody's calling my name or
Very common. Very common.
Like the phone ring, but that's the only visual.
Phone ring is
I can
FOMO.
remember.
Phone ring. They say is not a hallucination. That's total FOMO.
Oh.
Yeah. So the phone thing you have to throw out.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have heard people call my name, or I'll be like in a car and I thought the person sitting next to me has said something, and I say like, "What did you say?" And they're like, "I didn't say anything." That's happened a lot of times, but that's the only visual one I've ever had.
Wow. So you have a lot of them. Good for you.
What about smells?
No, hallucinations.
Doesn't count.
Well, when I was doing the lesson, we weren't paying attention. Seeing or hearing something.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That's not really there. I've never gotten a fake smell. If I smell something, I smell it. And whoever smelt it...
Felt it.
Does that count as a
Diane?
hallucination if you smell
No,
it?
Diane's trying to throw smell into it, and that's not the case.
That was another ghost.
All right, very good. I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Later.
Later.
Wouldn't you rather see than hear? If you're gonna have a hallucination,
Yeah. Because why? Because I want the full blown experience.
I feel like that's a yes. Or maybe it's just that I've not experienced that, so I'd like to see what that's like. I've done the hearing one once, but the seeing one I've never done. Which one are you taking?
I think seeing.
Yeah, I think seeing would be more impactful.
One would think.
Although
but
the
like you
hearing one
said,
will
for
wig out.
you, it may be just a case of jealousy.
Could be. Where am I going? Line 1? Ow. Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hi, is this me?
Yeah, hi, who's this?
Hi, this is Randy.
Hi, Randy, how are you?
I'm good. I had a visual hallucination once. It was really creepy. I remember it like it was yesterday. But it was about 7 years ago.
Right.
I was pregnant with my daughter.
Uh-huh.
And I was living in a farmhouse with her father and his family. And it's a big farmhouse, but when a man goes into the kitchen, you give him his space. And so her father was in the kitchen cooking, and I was thirsty, but I was purposely waiting for him to get done before I went in to get a drink, so I wasn't in his way.
Right.
And so I'm sitting in the living room where you can see the doorway from the kitchen, and it goes the whole way around to where the steps go up to the second floor. And I saw him come out of the kitchen. I saw the reflection as he walked through the doorway because there's a mirror there. Mm-hmm. And he walked through the room over to the staircase, and he put his hand on the door jamb where the staircase goes up.
See how vivid?
And he turned his head and looked right at me and made eye contact and smiled and walked up the steps. And that's when I got up off of my chair and walked into the kitchen, and there he was cooking
right in
supper.
the kitchen. Exactly. Wow. Exactly. Two things. See how detailed that is? Like that's and you weren't like drunk or high or anything. You didn't bang your head or nothing.
No, I was pregnant, so I hadn't had a drink in ages.
Right.
I mean,
no, and Tyler's making a face about hormones and stuff, but this backs up the science. What happened there?
I don't like knowing that she was pregnant.
Doesn't matter. I'll tell you what happened there is the mind filled it in. The mind filled it in. She didn't see it. She saw him, and then the mind filled it in. That's your hallucination. That's really good. That's a really good one.
It was really creepy because it wasn't like a out of the corner of your eye thing.
No, and that's the other thing where it's not like, oh, did I just see what I thought? No. You know what you saw.
Yeah, like I made eye contact with him just like I made
right. Well,
eye
not really. He
contact
wasn't
every
looking
day.
with you. Right. By the way, I love your name.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You sound very attractive. All right, very good. Thank you, Randy.
You have a good day. Happy Thanksgiving.
Right back at you. Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Right.
Yes, Tyler.
I have to ask you the same question you ask all the people who are hallucinating. You're not drunk, right?
No. Well, no. Like at the time that it happened.
No, you stuttered.
You weren't drunk or high.
For audio or visual,
correct?
You keep asking that. Are they mutually exclusive, or can you have a hallucination that's both?
Great question. based on what I'm reading in some of my
own research, reading back,
they are. I don't know that there's been one where it is. I haven't seen an instance where it's both. You either see it or you hear it. I haven't seen an and hear it or and see it.
All right.
I've only seen or, not and. Those are similes, Diane. Line 6. Actually, similes would be like or as. Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hello?
Hi, who's this?
This is Liz.
Everybody sounds so attractive today.
It's the holidays.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yes, Liz, what can I do for you?
Well, I was having a conversation recently with a friend who's a psychiatrist, and I was asking him about schizophrenia, because one of the screening questions for schizophrenia is, do you see things that aren't there? Do you hear things that other people say they don't hear or see?
Exactly.
And I was telling him that I was like, well, I've had this hallucination where I'm laying in bed at night and I'll hear the door knock. And I've gotten up several times because I'm positive that there's somebody at the door, but there's never anybody at the door.
Can I ask you this? Can I cut in a little bit?
Sure.
Does it wake you from slumber?
Yes.
See, that's not a hallucination to me.
He said, because I told him about it, and
FOMO.
he laughed, and I was like, oh my God, do I have schizophrenia? He was like, no. This is something that a lot of people actually experience, and it's either a doorbell or you'll hear the door knock. And I've just had this happen recently. I moved into a new house, and middle of the night, I was half awake. I heard the door knock, and I scared everybody else in the house.
Yeah, see, but to me, that's not even like ghost or anything. That makes sense to me. That makes. I mean, it's never happened to me, but that makes total sense to me. That's hearing the phone ring while you're in the shower.
Right. He said, though, it's a type of auditory hallucination. So it was interesting for that to be lumped in with the whole group of everything.
I don't put it in with a regular hallucination.
I can understand that.
Wait, hold on one sec. Diane brings both phones into the shower when she's in the shower.
I'm home by myself, because what happens is something's wrong with the kid.
Right. Of course. Have you been awoken from slumber by a knocking sound?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, see, I haven't either. Have you?
No.
Yeah, no, me neither. Maybe I do flag that under auditory hallucination. I don't feel like I do, though. To me, that's more like the phone ringing. Like I'm not filling in the blanks with anything there.
It's fascinating, and he was saying, this is more common than you'd think, and I hadn't encountered I haven't told anybody about it either, because I was like, great, people are going to think I hear.
No. And that's the other thing. And when you went to bed that night, like, you weren't drunk or high or anything, right?
Oh, God, no.
Yeah, exactly. Nope. Exactly. All right, Liz, I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
You got it. Later.
She called to tell a story and instead got a second opinion.
Elliot, if you'd ever experienced an immersive visual hallucination, you wouldn't be romanticizing it. It's terrifying. What is an immersive, like where you're in a new scene? That sounds like you're high.
And scene.
No, you know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, like, oh, there's spiders on the wall, and like the sun's burning me and whatnot. And like the room's flipping. Like, to me, that sounds like an immersive.
Yeah, but do you have to have or be under the influence?
Yes.
To have that?
Yes. I don't know. Because to me, the visual, again, let's go back to what science has taught us. It's filling in the blanks. So looking at the floor where your dog normally is and your brain just fills it in and you see it. Or hearing something because you're used to hearing that. Like, that's the brain filling something in. My brain isn't filling in some kind of immersive situation. I've never been in a room where I'm being attacked by like bugs. No, you know what I mean?
I want to know what that hallucination was.
Is that what that guy had?
Kevin, I'm not sure.
Diane, what's an immersive hallucination?
It's one that's underwater.
No, that's submersive.
You started to say that.
No, immersive.
That's not related to, like, the tanks we did, right?
No, Diane, that's submersive. I'm not going underwater.
You were really floating.
Oh, no. That's like equilibrium. Where am I going, Kaylee? Line 4? Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing?
Oh, excellent, thank you.
My name is Matt, and I'm actually a neurological researcher in New York.
Oh, thank God, somebody on my level. Yes, sir.
First of all, it was interesting you're talking about immersive hallucinations. Usually, and I'm going to qualify that with usually, those do have to do with usually chemical imbalances in the brain, whether it's something that you took or whether it's because of an underlying biological reason. But
define. Well, two things. Number one, where are you a practitioner?
Actually, I do research out of SUNY New Paltz, which is a university up in New Paltz, New York.
No, I'm very familiar with that. I had a buddy who went to school there, used to get blasted all the time.
Yeah, it is kind of, it's a very respected school, but when you're living on the Hudson River, there's a lot of drugs.
I hear you.
But a lot of what you're talking about is actually called synesthesia, where your brain takes one sense and substitutes in another sense.
But isn't that where, like, people taste green?
Yeah, exactly. You can, for instance, a particular piece of music may bring about a smell that you associate with that.
Right.
And your example that you're giving of the brain filling in information is correct, but a good way to look at it.
Oh, go ahead.
A good way to look at it is that if you've ever stood in a room that has a big window and it's very dark outside and it's light inside, you see the reflection of the room that you're in.
Correct.
Okay, your brain sometimes will take information and will do essentially the same thing. As you're visually pulling information in, it will sometimes reflect that information through processing back, and you will actually receive a visual hallucination, as the young lady talked about her dog being in that spot. That's actually it is a more common visual hallucination.
Thank you.
But real immersive hallucinations, like from LSD or psilocybinous mushrooms or any other chemicals, they can have all of the components. They can have smell, taste.
Right. Okay. So I'll give you that if it's immersive. But what if it is just like the dog thing, or somebody hearing a voice, like one of their kids? They say is the common one. What kind? That's not an immersive hallucination.
No, it's not.
Exactly.
An immersive hallucination is almost like, to use a term from the movies, it's almost Matrix-like. I mean, you are all of a sudden in some place totally different.
Great movie.
Everything is completely odd. It's usually, though, doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right.
Because your brain is not really firing on all cylinders at that point. So you see things that, in the physical world just can't be.
Have you ever had a visual or auditory hallucination?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. I think if you ask most people and you really get into it, I think most of them are going to agree that at one point or another, especially auditory hallucinations.
Well, I'm working with three. I'm working with three that have never had that.
They have. I guarantee you they have.
Well, then Diane's a liar.
I asked you about the smell, and they said smells technically are part of hallucination.
Not my kind. Not what my research. Maybe out of New Paltz they are, but not right here. All right, dude. Hey, doctor, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you, bro.
Bye-bye.
How about that? I am right on board with the neurological psychologist. Sorry. How about that? Have you ever had one? Hallucination? When you weren't drunk or high? No? Do you believe him now that you've had one, you just don't remember?
That's very possible. I wasn't doubting.
No, you would remember. You would remember. It's
nothing
so vivid.
Came to mind.
It is so vivid. Hi. Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
hi. Who's this?
Hey, it's Mike. How's it going?
Good. What was that noise, dude?
All right. Well, I'm going to preface this as, I've messed around with psychedelic stuff, so I have a fair experience with hallucinations. But I have had some sober where I was constipated.
Hold tight 1 second, please. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, not interested in that one?
He too is a researcher.
Classic.
Hey, would you want, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Would you want, and again, you would have to go in with the understanding that you would have to chemically alter the brain. Would you want to have one?
No.
See, I've always wanted to experience that. I've never gotten so effed up that I've had hallucinations.
But that gets back to Kevin's point.
What's that?
You're romanticizing it.
Oh yeah, maybe I would change my mind. Oh, I'm not saying that it would be awesome. I would just like to experience it.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to experience that. Like I've always said, I would like to experience rolling my car. That may be awesome
Which could
or
also
horrible.
be horrible.
But no, so yeah, it may be horrible. Mm-hmm. But I would love to like strap myself to a bed, take a ton of LSD, and see what happens. Mm-mm. That doesn't sound fun.
Nope.
It's a long weekend.
No, but you know you're going to wake up and everything's fine. That's why you've strapped yourself to the bed. If I told you that you'll wake up, everything's fine, nobody gets hurt, nothing comes with it other than you get the experience, be it good or bad, you wouldn't want to do that?
No. What? I thought you were asking Diane. Why are you looking at me?
No, but just for the rest of your life to be able to have the knowledge of what that was like?
Nope.
Really?
Mm-mm.
It's like trying a new food.
No, it's not. A new food, you're not strapped down to a bed that can last God knows how many hours.
Well, that's why, because I don't know what's going to happen to me when I'm hallucinating. Like, I don't know if there's going to be it's the same thing I've always said. I've always wanted, if I knew nobody would get hurt, myself or anybody else, mm-hmm. I would volunteer myself to be possessed.
That's true. You have said that.
Same thing to me. I think it'd be, Kaylee, are you with me? Yeah, she's in. See? FOMO.
You guys live your lives in the names of science.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
you need to make some guarantees on the back end, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, that's why I couldn't do it now.
Sorry, you're never going to be the same.
No, or I would just drop dead from it. Like my heart would explode. I'd be like, well, Rod Carew, Hall of Famer. No, but then then I wouldn't get the experience. But to be able to have the experience and come out of it and go, you know what? Now I know what that was like. Now I can speak intelligently about it, like I'm doing with filling in the blanks.
Nah, don't think it's worth it.
That would be awesome. And again, it's like trying a new food. Hi, Elliot, in the morning.
Hey, this is Brandon.
Hey, what's up, Brandon?
Hey, Elliot. You said you've never heard of anyone having auditory and visual at the same time?
That is correct. Not without like being like high or drunk or something like that.
Stone cold sober.
When did it happen?
Well, actually, I'm going to need your doctor opinion.
Go ahead.
Because it might be a mix of hallucinations and deja vu.
Hit me.
However, many times in my life, I've been in a situation that I recognize, and then I'll lean over to a friend and say, I know that person's going to ask this question, and visually and audible, it happens.
So wait a minute. You'll lean over, like I would lean over to Tyler and say, hey, Diane's getting ready to ask me for a bottle of water. And then Diane will go, hey, can I have a bottle of water?
Yes.
Now, would Tyler hear Diane ask for the bottle of water?
Yes, it actually happens.
Okay, that's not deja vu, and that's not a hallucination.
What is it?
Prescient.
What?
Prescient.
Talent.
Yeah, like that's not
like America's got.
No, like you're not filling it, you're like your brain ain't filling in no blank or anything there. So I would go or lucky. Lucky. It would be like me going, hey, Diane's going to club the microphone. And then Diane clubs the microphone. But now you have Diane, like, specifically asking you for some... But, like, does Diane always ask for a bottle of water?
No, it's different situations. And I can kind of hear and see it coming, and it happens to just come about.
Yeah, that's the mind working on a genius level. They've always said if you can really just release all the freedoms of your mind, what you could do would be unbelievable.
What does he do for a living?
What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm an engineer.
Interesting. What kind?
Mechanical.
Oh, could have been trained. Yeah, I don't know what you call that though. Like,
is it debilitating in some sense?
No, not at all. I mean, sometimes it helps, but a lot of times it's complete strangers. I just happen to be passing on my way to work, and I see what they're going to do, and then it happens.
That's freaky.
Because it would be one thing if Diane comes in every day and asks me for a bottle of water, even though I don't have one. Like, you know what I mean? So it's not routine. But if you're just getting strangers, then you don't know them and their routines.
No.
I mean, by definition, they're a stranger. Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you
Anyways,
hear them? Do you hear them talking to you in your head?
No. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess kind of. I know the words that are going to come out of their mouths to the exact sentence. Like, I used to not know what was, like, why it was happening or what it was, and then I finally started realizing it. So anytime I felt I was in the situation, and I had a friend nearby, I would lean over and be like, these are the words that person's about to say, and then it happens.
See, that's the beauty, where you could tell somebody what they're going to say and then they say it. I feel like I would try to pull that off and it would just be like, I'm lying. But that's pretty impressive.
What's the frequency? Did he say how often?
Hey, how often is that happening?
It's about 1 or 2 times a year.
That's a lot.
I was hoping for more.
That
like every other day.
That's a lot. Could you imagine doing that twice a year?
To be honest, I was hoping it was every day. It's still impressive.
That would drive you crazy.
It's still
you wouldn't be able to
well,
deal
I guess
with that.
that's
you would
why
be in
I
an
asked
insane asylum.
if it was debilitating.
That would be, if it were every day, that would be debilitating. You couldn't do that. The body can't function like that.
What a weird thing.
That's awesome, though. I hate that it's bless you. I hate that it's wasted on like strangers. I wish we were on like oh, Jackie's going to bitch about this, and then I can like be ready for it.
I thought you would have said like casino employees. That would be
amazing.
Oh, casino would be great. Casino would be good. All right, dude. Hey, listen, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you, my friend.
All right, thank you, Elliot. Can I get a T-shirt?
I knew you were going to ask that. I should have said ahead of time. Hey, hold tight 1 second for me. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Now, James on Twitter says he's smelling bull S.
All right, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. It's Elliot in the morning.
Elliot in the morning.
No, is that a thing?
Yes.
Wait a minute. They're coming with a 48-piece nugget?
I don't think it's domestic yet.
That's really smart. That's really smart. You know who that puts a big knife in? Chick-fil-A.
What's the biggest one we get now? 24? Is that like the party pack?
No. Like Chick-fil-A's got like a platter that you can get. The platter of Chick-fil-A nuggets. Like now we're talking about something I understand. That science. There you go. Happy. The 48-piece nugget. That's really good. That's really good.
For $14.69.
I'm fine with that as a price point.
But this doesn't involve that.
Does not involve that. I'm eating now. Ask, tell at McDonald's. Here's the deal. So, and by the way, I would agree with this. First of all, percentage-wise, what do you think McDonald's does drive-through to in restaurant?
70-30 drive-through.
Perfect. Good for you. Oh. Excellent work. Now, biggest complaint with drive-through?
Messing up your order.
Bingo. So, time isn't really that. I mean, obviously, if it takes forever, but you're there. I mean, what are you going to do? Will you get out of line? No. So
you drive up into that little parking spot off to the side.
Could you pull ahead? Your special order isn't ready yet. Hold on, we're just waiting for the chef to spit on it. It'll be right out. No. So the biggest complaint when it comes to a drive-through is they F up your order. So McDonald's says people will be willing to wait a little bit longer if they feel like the odds of their order being correct are higher. So if they said, hey, listen, instead of it being, I'm making this up right now, okay? Instead of being 3 minutes, it's going to be 4 minutes. But there's a 99% chance that your order is going to be right.
Mm-hmm.
You do that all day.
Right.
You do the extra minute to not feel that way. So now they're coming with something called Ask, Tell. So no more automated messages when you pull up to the drive-through. And they'll repeat the order back to you. So you drive up to the window, and let's put aside assuming you can understand, but you pull up to the drive-thru and you're like, give me this, I don't need cheese on that, give me a little extra oomph on this, whatever it is. Then what am I going to do?
Ask.
I'm going to ask you if I have, is this right? And I'm going to read your order back to you.
Okay.
That's ask number 1, right? Then what happens?
Ask.
Well, yes, but you pull to the next window, right?
Well, did you say it was ask, tell?
Yeah, I'm getting you to the second ask.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, how do I get to the second ask?
I knew you were going to say that.
How do I get to the second ask?
You just said you drive to another window.
Right, I drive to another window, and now I'm the person at the window, right? Oh, hi, good afternoon. You had the 2 cheeseburgers, one with extra cheese, one with a little extra oomph. You wanted fries with no salt and a large diet. Do I have that right?
Yep.
Very good. What's the tell?
How much it is? Or have they already told you your total?
Irrelevant. Here's the tell. Oh, hi, Mrs. Stupar. They don't know your name, but hi, Mrs. Stupar. Here's your 2 cheeseburgers with one with cheese, one with blah, blah, blah. The extra oomph, the fries, whatever, no salt, large diet, and they hand it to you. So there's your ask, tell, and I'm going to give you one more little piece. How am I going to hand you your bag? How am I going to hand you your bag?
I don't know.
No more bags.
Well, of course you have to have a bag. How am I getting it into your car?
Damn it. That counts for one of my 2 this year.
How do I normally, in the old days, pre-ask, tell, AAT, but pre-ask, tell, how did I hand you your bag?
Through the window.
Details. How did I hand you your bag?
There was no set way.
Yes, there was.
Oh.
I would take the bag, I would fold the top over like this, and I would hand it to you like that.
I see where you're going with
so
this
you
now.
could grab that. You know how I hand it to you now?
Open.
Poof, wide open.
Yeah.
That way you can inspect. You can inspect what's going on in there. Ask, tell. By the way, it's genius. Genius.
And that's only going to add a minute, they think?
They say, I mean, unless it's something redonkulous in terms of
like
time.
a huge order.
No one will care. You know what they care about? I didn't order this ass. That's what they care about. That's what they care about. So yeah, if I know, listen, is everything going to be perfect? No.
Mistakes will get made, but
if
much
I
fewer.
know, if my confidence level is higher, perfect. I love the open bag. That allows me to inspect, because you do feel like a little bit of a jackass unfolding everything to start going through it. Open bag, they're inviting you. They want you to go through it. Catch us, and we'll fix it. Instead, I mean, if you're like me, you're halfway. I mean, you eat it on the way home. I mean, if I was eating at home, I'd have made something. So I'm eating it on the way home. Unless the kids are in the car, then I just eat the fries. But you're halfway home and you open it up and you're like, son of a bitch, I didn't order cheese. God damn, I hate them. You know what? I'm not going back until tomorrow. But if you do, then you're not going to circle all the way back and go tell them that. Like, you got other crap going on in your life. So they don't care. People don't care about the time investment. They care about the correctness of it. Right?
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you. Ask, tell. That's very smart.
Other than your tales of drive-through terror,
right?
I didn't realize it was that big of a problem.
Food getting messed up?
Yeah.
Oh, ask every American.
Yeah, but okay, if you go out of 10 trips, what's it going to happen? Maybe once?
One talking. No.
One talking.
Average, 2 per 10.
Really?
20% of the time your order is going to get effed up. I didn't order this ass.
Oh, I said unsweet.
That's the least of your problems. I'm being serious. And sweet versus unsweetened. First of all, why are you getting a tea? Soda or coffee? Thank you. Tea. You can take tea off the menu. Which, by the way, can I tell you something else?
Yes.
That's why McDonald's eliminated a bunch of their crap off of the signs.
Well, don't they do like a pick 2 menu or something now?
That's coming. But the reason that they eliminated that, the more items there are, the more chances there are of
screw-ups.
Mistakes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Tyler.
Thank you.
I feel very, teachery today. Am I coming off that way?
That or
Is that a hyphen?
combative.
A hyphen Y? Or is it teacher?
No, you know what I mean?
EY?
Like I feel like I'm being very I think the appropriate term is professorial today. Where am I going, Kaylee?
Thanks, Ross.
Line 4. Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, hi, who's there?
My name's Carol. I've worked at McDonald's for about a year now. We've been doing Ask, Ask, Tell all year. But, I mean, you'd really be surprised how angry people get when you stand and ask them when they get to the window, like, hey, is this your order? Like, a lot of people get mad because they don't want to sit there and, like, talk to you. They just want to go.
Why
And
are they
say,
mad?
Yeah, that's my order. Yeah, that's my order. And then when it's wrong, they get mad. But, like, you tried asking them if that was right. So, I mean, it's kind of hard because it's hard to...
By the way, if you're
everybody.
doing
Really
Ask, Ask,
frustrated.
Tell, excuse me, if you're doing Ask, Ask, Tell, and some guy in the car is like, oh yeah, of course that's my order, I ordered it. Say, then you know what? I hope your hamburger's wrong, D-face.
Yeah, I know. It's hard because they just don't want to listen. They don't want to sit there and talk to you about it. And then when it's wrong, they come in and scream at you. And you're like, well, I kind of tried, asking you if it was right.
Are you doing the bags open?
Yes, we don't fold the bags down. We have to hand them out open.
Very smart. Very smart.
Yeah, but yeah, we've been doing that all year. And a lot of people just don't like it. They don't like the time that it takes because we're supposed to ask them while they're ordering, like, okay, is this correct? And then again, when they get to the window, like, okay, is your order the order with, a number 1 with this and that, and kind of just like the general part of the order. And then again, when they get to the second window,
right,
and repeat it again. And a lot of people just don't like it. They really don't. They just want to go.
Well, tough titty.
Yeah.
Can't make them all happy.
No, you know what? I mean, that's nobody's ever happy. Nobody's ever happy.
No, they're not. It's hard to please. Very
It
hard
is.
to please.
It is. It's very loud where you are. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
Sorry, have a good
Oh,
day.
hey, hello?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, are you franchise or O&O?
Franchise.
No kidding. And you guys have been doing it all year?
Yes, all year.
Good franchisee that you got there. All right, I appreciate it. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, bye.
Why would you be a dick because somebody's trying to make sure your order is right? Now, listen, I agree. There are times where it's like, especially if you order a lot and they got to read down the whole menu, you zone out about midway through and you're like, whatever. And then it comes out wrong. And then
you're pissed.
And then you're pissed, but you can't be pissed. That's when you got to be pissed at you, not pissed at them.
Keith tweets,
Yep.
They did all of that for me a day ago at McDonald's. I didn't even notice the extra time.
See? And I'm telling you, you won't notice the extra time if you feel satisfied.
But then Austin tweets, sometimes I don't mind getting the wrong order. Ordered a parfait, end up getting a steak and egg bagel and a hash brown. Hashtag winning.
That is a win.
Surprise.
Number one, that is a win. Why are you ordering a parfait?
But then
Did Diane need the sweet tea? No.
The next tweet from that guy reads, one in MD forgot my hash brown and I wanted to flip tables, but it was too late to turn around.
See? Not an ask, ask, tell. I can say with 100% certainty, I have never ordered a parfait from McDonald's or a tea.
Milkshake or bust.
I have ordered a milkshake. So you know what?
Loved it when you could get the
Soda?
the huge size for $1
Of what?
of the unsweet tea.
Oh, horrible. First of all, you're going to get kidney stones. Number two,
What am I getting with a gigantic Coke?
happiness. Take it off the menu. Milkshake, soda, coffee. That's all you need.
I went out last night and got my first eggnog of the season. Like actual, at a grocery store.
Oh, did you really?
Uh-huh. I had to go to 3 different grocery stores to find it.
To find eggnog?
Yeah.
But like with liquor? No, not with liquor. Like in the milk container.
Yeah. Excited. Mix that with some rum.
That does sound good. Although I can't tell you the last time I had an eggnog. 1 second. Excuse me, ahead of time. All right, where am I going?
Yesterday for me.
Except now.
Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Hey, what's up? It's Austin.
Hey, what's going on, Austin?
Now, it's kind of agreeing with what you said earlier. People are going to zone out. They're not going to listen what they're saying, and
right. But then you can't bitch.
I agree. That's on the person, but it's still going to slow down time, and people aren't going to be happy with it either way. And you can still get a wrong order, so you're still screwing yourself. Oh, and eggnog, that's what's up. you gotta go to a Whole Foods and get their eggnog. It's the best around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it comes in a glass bottle. It's all on point. You gotta go get it.
Oh, dude, but how expensive is that?
It's it's kind of expensive, but you get $1 back for the bottle when you bring it. You get an exchange.
Oh, that's not bad.
$4 for a quart, but it's worth it. I swear to God.
Good deal. Appreciate it. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Later. Yes, Tyler.
Are you going to make your things again this year?
My things.
That thing you and Steve made last year.
Oh, you know what? Oh, last year we made our own Irish cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna do that again?
I don't know if we're kicking around a couple ideas. We're making something.
Okay, I vote for Irish cream.
That was good, right?
Delicious.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. No offense to them, but Bailey's makes piss water.
Compared
to what Menino and I did, that was awesome. Hi, Elliot in the morning.
Good morning, Elliot. It's Mattel Scott.
Hey, Scott, how are you, dude?
I'm doing great. We got to talk about this.
Okay, ask, tell. I like it. And number two, can I tell you the other thing I like about it?
Yes.
Humans, not computers. Thank you.
Okay. This is not a new thing. It's been going on for a while. But let me ask you, what is the percentage of drive-through customers in a McDonald's?
70% are drive-through.
Oh, Boychik, you're good.
Yeah, no, I know what I'm doing.
Okay. Why are computers better for the customer experience than a human taking your order?
Allegedly fewer mistakes.
When you're in a sheet and you put in your order and that order is wrong, you are less likely to blame the person making the order than you are to blame yourself.
Right. Well, isn't that the Chick-fil-A way, is where they have the screen and you push the screen for what you want?
I'm not sure if they have it there. There are some McDonald's that are experimenting with it. It will never be the full replacement. It'll be just one more. And this ask, tell, how many seconds do we give that presenter?
But you know what? But they say that people don't mind the Listen, it's not like you were adding an hour. People don't mind the extra couple of moments it takes if they know that their food's going to be right.
I've received calls from people in my drive-thru. They're in the line. Hey, it's taking longer than they should. I'm here in your line.
Oh my God! People call you from line to complain about the time?
In the line, it's been 6 minutes, and I'm in your line right now. I'm looking up. Oh, you're car number 3. Come on.
Oh my God!
Here's audio from one of those calls.
Okay.
You have to do a voice so they don't recognize you when you pull up.
Wait a minute.
But, sir, it is less about the actual contents of the order than to make sure that the right order gets to the right car. These days, we have something called dual-point drive-thrus where two lines will merge into the same line.
Yeah, I've been in one of those.
Okay. So in each store, there's a camera that takes a little quick picture of your car. And, okay, well, this order goes with this red car. And so we see the screen. I hit the red card. This is your order. Here you go. So it's honestly, it's really not about getting the right order. This is just one more thing.
I think it's, pardon me. I think it's really smart though.
It's one less thing. But hey, let's talk about breakfast all day.
Breakfast all day is genius. I mean, I don't know why it took you guys so long to figure that out. Can I go back to something that is really bothering me?
Let me ask.
Who in the hell is calling to the inside of the McDonald's while they're sitting in line?
You have no idea how often it happens.
Hi, Elliot, the money.
In your drive-thru, it's been 6 minutes. What's going on?
6 minutes.
What do you tell them?
Well, sir, wait, what inside my head, what do I say?
No, but I mean, are those people that are just being dicks, or are those people that are like, hey, watch this, this is how I get free French fries?
There are some McDonald's that have a raised curve, and so that once you've committed to that drive-thru line, you're stuck. You can't get out. So let's say that once you've ordered, and it's taking longer than you would, and you would normally just pull out a line saying, well, F this, I'm out.
Can I interrupt you and tell a quick tangent story?
Love it.
True story. My friend Brian Phillips was running the back in the old days, like Casey Kasem and Rick Dees and all that. They used to run on records, and you used to have to change the record at the end of every half hour.
Right.
So it'd be like hour 1, part 1, hour 1, part 2. So Brian put the record on, and he was like, "Sweet, I got a half hour." He ran to McDonald's. It was like, crap, I know this is the last song before I got to get back. He tried to drive over one of the curbs and got his car stuck. And all you heard for about 40 minutes was just that.
40 minutes.
Nobody could get there to fix the record. Anyway, I'm sorry.
We're loving breakfast all day.
Anyway, yes, so the raised curb. So, yeah, normally people would just pull out, give you the middle finger and drive off. They can't do that.
Happens all the time.
Right.
But with a raised curb, you can't, and they're going, they're freaking out.
That, by the way, I mean, somebody calling from outside is ridiculous to me. You know, like their healthy, health is so important to them.
I know Tyler played the clip, but I could totally see you doing that.
What, driving over the curb?
No, calling to complain.
No, I would never do that. You know why? Because I feel like you're a loser if you do that.
How many people drive through our drive-thrus with tall boys in the cup holder or anything like that? Wow.
Listen, I'll say this: the 7-Eleven, the McDonald's that's closest to me. It's not the closest one. The closest one to me doesn't have a drive-through. I don't know what they're thinking.
That's an amazing one. Actually, that's kind of a famous one.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know,
no, because it doesn't have a drive-through, but they make the money that they do. It's kind of amazing.
Yeah, well, you can thank a car dealership. The one down the street with the drive-through, I've handed them trash before and asked them if they mind throwing it out. They don't mind.
Most of them won't, and it's a food safety thing where it's just
Wait, most of them won't throw it out?
Most of them won't let anything come from outside the restaurant and cross the barrier inside the restaurant.
No ass. Oh, I definitely have handed them cups and been like, "Hey, would you do me a favor and toss that?" And they're like, "Yeah, I got you."
And like I said, that's why we try to get trash cans everywhere. But that's why the parking lots are always trash. Because we're like, "Oh, you're not going to throw it out? Here's the entire contents of my car."
Yes, no, I believe that. Also,
and his fist is about to cross over the barrier.
Don't put a wrapper on my straw if you're not going to have a garbage can, because that's going to fall down. I'm going to pretend that I'm putting it in my car and be, oh, it fell outside.
Just like when you empty the ashtray.
The worst is people in drive-thrus sticking their gum on the wall before they get to the window.
Well, you don't want me to eat fries with gum in my mouth, jackass. I have to put it somewhere. I've done that. Anyway, listen.
Before you go, Elliot, can you do me one favor? It's a small one. My 4-year-old son is in the back seat. Could you say hi to him over the radio when I hang up?
Yeah, I'll do that. Hey, wait, hold on 1 second. I got to ask the room a question. Why was I trying to get in touch with Scott last week? We were talking about something. I was like, oh, where's McDonald's Scott? I need him.
You're always welcome to call me. My number is inside most of the women's restrooms at McDonald's. On the wall there is the contact information.
All right, who am I saying hi to?
My son Alex is in the backseat watching Cinderella. Would you say hi to him?
Watching Cinderella? Yeah, that's fine.
All right, thanks, Elliot.
All right, very good, very good. What was the kid's name?
Alex.
Alex. Hey, Alex. Hey, buddy. Enjoy Cinderella. I'm so good with kids.
That was awesome.
Okay, back to this for a second. Would you ever call from inside the car?
No, I would try to drive over the
curb. You can't. Brian's car's already stuck there.
What song was it? I know you told that story before, but I forgot.
I have no idea. I don't know what song it was. I just know that it was the... it had to be song number like 35 or whatever it was back then. It was probably like Lisa Cold Jam.
But you figure that song would haunt him.
Stick in his head forever. That's the
rest
last
of his
thing
life.
he heard before it was...
I hope it was Lisa.
All right, let me take a quick break. When I come back, Diane's got some news. After that, I will give you tickets to go see Grace Potter.
Elliot in the morning.
Get into some news, please.
Big day for France's President Hollande today, as he is set to meet with President Obama to talk about a worldwide terror coalition against ISIS.
He's here in D.C., right?
Yes. So he will meet with Obama today. He met with David Cameron yesterday. He will meet with Angela Merkel tomorrow from Germany. And then Thursday, he'll talk with Russia's Prime Minister Vladimir Putin in Moscow.
By the way, I bet Angela Merkel is ready to go. I just see her being the type that's like, what do you need? Let's go. Let's just go start taking out whatever we have to.
This, as experts in Paris were still trying to determine whether the object that they found in that garbage can was a suicide vest that was used by the attackers when they went up against the concert hall, and also that were said to be wearing them when they were going up against the people who were eating outside in those cafes. The brother of one of the main architects of the blast and also the attacks is said that he believes it is possible that his brother dumped the vest and the cell phone and then left before even getting involved in the actual attack that happened last Friday.
Right, which, by the way, he will be, as twisted and messed up as that is, he will then become a target.
Oh, God, yeah.
ISIS will go right after him.
Mm-hmm. It was an earthquake that rattled central Mexico yesterday. It was making buildings sway in Mexico City. They said some office workers were so afraid they actually rushed out into the streets. It registered at 5.5. It doesn't sound like there was any major damage aside from things falling off of shelves.
It was shallow, though, which is why it seems so much more than a 5.5 because of how shallow it was. So it was closer to the surface. So it made the rumbling that much worse.
And then they had a 3.4 that registered in northern Idaho yesterday. And I guess they're still telling people in Oklahoma,
Oklahoma's still just shaking.
You guys are it, and you can expect those to continue until the big one finally arrives. Still looking at the election numbers, there is a new Quinnipiac University poll that came out today showing that Ted Cruz is basically neck and neck when it comes to Donald Trump's numbers in Iowa, when you take into that, plus or minus 3% that they usually do for a poll. Trump is at 25%. Ted Cruz is at 23%. Then you've got Ben Carson at 18%, Marco Rubio at 13%.
So Cruz, Rubio, and Trump continue to grow. Mm-hmm. And Carson, who I don't know what he was thinking yesterday. I also saw the same video that Donald Trump was describing of all the
and Trump's sticking with his story.
all the Arabs in New Jersey celebrating the falling of the towers, and they were like, "You saw that?" And he goes, "Well, I saw the video of that, yes." And then later was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was the Middle East somewhere."
Right?
Okay,
wrong place.
Listen, New Jersey takes a beating. I don't feel like it looks like a lot of places in the Middle East. I don't feel like it looks that way. Are we buying Trump's new claim?
Which one?
That he could see the people jumping out of the towers?
What did they say? That was about 4 miles?
4 miles. It was a crystal clear day. And I would believe that he's up that high. That one I'm almost willing to give him a little bit.
More so than the other.
The claims of the thousands and thousands of people in Jersey City going celebrating, I'm not. Nobody's buying that.
No.
And then don't try to back it down and go, there were some people. So, yeah, maybe there were. Maybe there were. Maybe, you know what?
You said it was thousands on Sunday.
I'm going to give you, no, not thousands. Thousands and thousands. I would even be willing to give you 100, as sickening and hard to believe as that is. Even if you pushed it and said 100 people. But that's not what you gave me. You gave me that you saw thousands and thousands. But then what was his thing with the, when he posted the stupid crime statistics thing, which is wrong.
The black on black crime?
Yes. And so they asked him about it, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't tweet that. That's a retweet.
No.
That's not my info. I didn't tweet that. Stupid. That's a retweet."
Was it the last time? I can't remember what he tweeted out, but he had to backpedal and said it was an intern. Donald Trump has an intern running his Twitter.
That's what happened with the videos. Oh God.
Excuse me.
You all right? You got a turkey in the tube?
No. Pardon me. The family of a 14-year-old boy who was arrested in September after he took a homemade clock to his school in Irving, Texas to show his teacher, and it ultimately was mistaken for a possible bomb. That family now is asking for $15 million, $10 million from the city of Irving and $5 million from the Irving Independent School District.
Well, obviously, he's just trying to shake that tree.
The law
they
firm,
don't even live here anymore. Didn't they move?
No, they
moved to Qatar.
Yeah, because there was a foundation that basically said, you can come here and we'll pay for all of your schooling. No, a law firm that represents his family is demanding the money as well as written apologies. They are threatening lawsuits. Obviously, he wasn't charged with anything upon further investigation.
Yeah, right. But he ended up getting handcuffed and let out of the school and was embarrassed. And I get all of that. And then he went to the White House and met the president and the whole thing. Ooh, turkey in the tube.
No, it's not that. It's just tickle.
Oh, is it the green bean casserole in the tube? That's too hard to say.
Women apparently drinking more than we used to. They said when they did a survey, they asked, okay, how many days out of the last month have you had a drink?
What would your answer to that be? Out of the last 30 days? 25?
No.
Oh, sorry, 28?
No.
Lower?
You think I drink every night?
Yes.
No.
19. Out of the last 30 days.
I would say, I don't know, at least half.
15.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have guessed much higher.
Oh, thanks.
How many of you drank out of the last 30? 15? What are you at?
10.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, what about you? Let's not cast dispersions, Jack and Coke.
2, maybe? 3?
My ass. These women said they drank 7.3 days out of the previous month, which is up from the other numbers that they had
low.
At 6.8. Men are around 9.9. They said results are concerning because women are at a greater risk than men are for different alcohol-related health effects, liver inflammation, cardiovascular disease, and cancers.
Right.
Sports, the Patriots topping the Bills, Monday Night Football 20-13, so they will remain unbeaten at 10-0 on the season. The Broncos have announced that Brock Osweiler is going to be starting this Sunday against New England in place of Peyton Manning, who will be sitting out again with his variety of problems. Coach Kubiak saying that he's trying to do his best to get back on the field, but he's got a lot that he's up against. Caps defenseman Dmitry Orlov scoring the lone goal of the game in the third period, so they won over Edmonton. Braden Holtby with his first shutout of the season as well. Basketball tonight, Wizards and the Pacers at Verizon Center. The 76ers sit in 0-15 after they lost to Minnesota last night, and Golden State hoping to make history as they are going for 16-1 games as they play the Lakers at home this evening. That's a look at news and sports.
Have you heard of it before?
No.
Kaylee, do you have presents on your phone? Found one she doesn't have. Automatically activates the phone's video camera when it detects motion. See what I mean? Like, it serves a very, very specific reason.
Yeah.
I've heard of apps that do that.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't. I've never had a need for that. Do you have one?
No.
Oh. So the story is there's this 26-year-old woman. It's not really relevant to the story, but I will tell you this. Hot. Anyway, she is 26 years old, and she first suspected that something strange was happening inside her apartment when she returned from a Labor Day trip last year and couldn't find a purple lace bra. Right? Mm-hmm. Labor Day, so the beginning of summer.
Yeah.
No, is that right? No. Labor Day is the end of summer. End of summer. So it's the end of summer.
Oh, boy.
And she can't find her purple lace bra. And again, it's neither here nor there. Hot. As time passed, a series of undergarments disappeared, including a black and gold bikini top. And let me tell you, she's right to wear that. She's not fooling, like one of those, like, who's she fooling? No. She's right to wear that.
Okay, now I feel like, you said it's neither here nor there. I feel like you're making it here. You're making it part of the story.
No, I'm just telling you, she happens to be, it's irrelevant. She happens to be a very good-looking woman. Anyway, as time passed, a series of undergarments disappeared, including a black and gold bikini top, a tan...
Bra,
exactly. Very good, Diane. And at least 3 pairs of...
underwear?
Panties.
I don't like panties.
I don't either. They just get in the way.
That term.
Oh.
Diane likes squirrel covers.
Or thongers. She says, I also realized at that point that underwear that I had worn that weekend that were in my dirty hamper were missing. Figuring that it was an inside job at the apartment building, she borrowed an old iPhone from her sister and installed an app called Presence, which automatically activates the phone video camera when it detects motion. She then hid the phone on an end table with a view of the front door. On September 4th, when she was headed away for Labor Day, she rode down the elevator with one of the guys who works in the building. About 10 minutes later, she got an alert that the hidden camera had been activated. She says he saw me leave with my bag and knew I was heading out, so she went and checked the tape. I've watched that tape for you. And you see the 32-year-old maintenance guy. What's wrong?
I'm waiting.
Entered the apartment, and then he disappears for about 6 minutes. And then when he comes back into camera, guess what I see, Diane?
He's got some underwear in his hand.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Both hands.
Mm.
And where are his hands? Right at my nose. And then I put them in my pockets and I walk out of the apartment. Oh, I took them with me.
Oh, I'm keeping these.
Oh, absolutely I am. These came out of the hamper.
I had never heard smelling before, so thanks. That was really necessary.
How about that?
How soon after installing the app did she catch this guy?
When it doesn't say. She just said that she was doing it specifically for that weekend. So I don't know if she put it on that day and then left, but she got it for that weekend.
Well, it would speak to how often this guy was doing it.
He's got her wardrobe.
But if it happened within a day or two of installing the app.
How random is it that he rode down the elevator with her? Like, I don't think that was intentional.
Yeah, no.
But the fact that he rode down the elevator with her, he was probably like,
awesome.
Boing, here we go. And he works in maintenance, so he's got a key. He's getting right in there. Oh, there he is. There she is. Hi.
So is it... Did they catch this guy doing the same thing to a bunch of other women?
Now he's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a good question that Diane had.
What's that?
She asked, is he doing it to a bunch of the apartments?
Only one person had installed the app, so I don't know.
Had other people reported missing goods?
Can I say this? I've never sniffed a pair of underwear, but
without permission. Where is there?
Except when you're putting your own on every day.
I know how mine go on. Yellow in front, brown in back. No. I was going to say I've never sniffed. I've never been an underwear sniffer.
I will say I don't believe you.
Really?
Let me check your LinkedIn.
Wait. No, but hold on. You really don't believe me?
I don't.
Whose underwear am I smelling?
Variety.
No. That's somewhat insulting.
Somewhat?
Can I ask you this? Well, I can't really.
Are you saying it's somewhat insulting because you can't definitively say you've never done it?
No, I 100% have never done it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But since you think I'm a sniffer, top answer or bottom answer? Top answer or bottom answer?
Bottom.
Okay, cool. Thank you. That's important to me. That's important
to him. It's
to me.
important.
Because you've never done it.
No, I never have. But if you think that I'm going to
see what
I'd
people
rather it be here than
picture
there.
you doing.
I can do that at my own house.
I've never done it, but if I had done it,
that I've never done.
Was I doing it right? I mean, if I were to do it.
No, that I've never done. Well, have you done that?
No.
I've also never can't finish that sentence.
You were going to say you'd never stolen.
That you've copped to before.
Yeah, I have. I've taken a pair of girls' underwear.
Yeah.
Just once?
That's
a no.
Once that I know of, because I had a point to prove that I was with that.
Uh-oh.
I was like, ain't nobody going to believe me. They will now. Now, granted, I could have gone to the store and bought them, but I knew where they came from.
You did.
On those other occasions.
They don't smell like this in the wrapper.
God.
Anyway.
I'm going to pass out.
It's like Diane talking about the booger board. What I was going to say is I would assume that if you're a sniffer, that you sniff, you don't just sniff once. So when you say, has this happened to other people in the building, my guess is yes. I think that's a logical, if that's your thing, why would you just do one? Unless you thought like, wow, she's the only good looking one in the building, which she is very attractive.
Yeah.
But don't you agree? And by the way, you probably wouldn't even care what the person looks like as long as you could smell their panties. I mean, unless they were great big bloomers or something.
Sure, there's a market for that.
Oh, no. I know there's a market for all those things.
Oh, you do, huh?
Oh, yeah. No.
Because you've asked.
No. But there are people that are into that. There are people... Listen, I can make a mint selling my dirty underwear. But there are people that are into that.
That was a non-traditional revenue stream on this past season of Orange is the New Black.
There you go. But what I was going to ask, though, do you think that goes on a lot at apartment buildings or no?
I'd like to say no.
Okay, that's what you would like to say. You would also like to say that people
no.
that everybody gets along and people are all good.
I'm going to say no.
You don't think that goes on a lot?
No.
I think you're crazy. You're with me?
I think it goes on.
Thank you. I
mean, it's not like 80% of apartment buildings, but...
Oh. Definitely more than 50%.
You think?
Oh, yes. Think of how many maintenance people have access to a building or an apartment
Hundreds
complex.
Of apartments, yeah.
You're going to tell me one out of all of them at half the apartment buildings? I don't think... I will say this. I think the numbers of actually taking the items is much lower. I don't understand why you would take the items. Actually, I do. I completely understand why you would take the items. But you risk getting caught too much. You take the items because you want to rub yourself with them or you want to sleep with them or like be able to use them whenever you want. I understand that. But what I'm saying is you run the risk of getting caught. It'd be much easier to just go in, rub them against yourself, smell them or whatever you're going to do, and then put them right back in the hamper. Why are you closing your eyes?
I'm going to pass out.
Why? I'm not doing anything. I'm telling you a story.
I have a horrible headache.
From the smell?
Brought on by your method acting.
No, do you see what I mean? But don't you agree? Like you would be stupid to take the items. If this guy would have never taken the items, he'd still be sniffing her bloomers. But I'm telling you, I would bet it goes on in 50% of the apartments.
I would hope it's not.
Not of the apartments, not the actual apartments, but 50% of apartment buildings across the country.
That is a high number.
It is.
Well, you have.
It is.
A few minutes ago, you were at 80%. So you have backed down a little bit.
No, it is. Well, it could be 51%, it could be 80%, but more than 50%.
Either way, Cruz is tied.
But more than 50%. And not of the apartments, but apartment buildings. There could be 500 apartments in a complex. I'm just saying it happens at least one of those apartments. It happens. I don't think they're getting 257 of them. If it's happening in one, you know it's happening in two. So let's say at least 2 units.
A lot of assumptions.
If I'm going to steal, if I'm going to smell, why wouldn't I'd smell as many as I could? If that's your thing, that's your thing. People who like ice cream like to eat ice cream.
Just like it.
Well, no, it's not at all. Do you think that's ever happened to you?
I'm going to say no.
Didn't you live in a really sketch neighborhood in Roanoke?
Yeah, but it was... There wasn't any sort of
By the way, and that's an unfair
man.
thing to say. That's an unfair thing to say because this happens at nice places too.
Yeah.
The place where this woman was living, she was paying $18.75 a month for a studio. So it happens at nice places.
In New York, that could have been a dump. Absolutely.
It's a studio.
Yeah, I know.
What, for what she was paying?
That's pretty cheap.
Oh. And she was losing her underwear. Have to replace those all the time.
And she was hot.
That's really neither here nor there, but she's very attractive.
Keep saying it.
Where am I going, Kaylee? Hey, Kaylee, do you think you've ever been on the receiving end of a sniff?
Uh-oh.
God, I hope not. But you would have no way of knowing.
Oh, wait.
So you don't think in all the apartments you lived in, you had like a maintenance guy that'd be like, oh, Kelly's gone. What's wrong with you?
That is giving me a headache.
What? My smelling?
Yes. What is that?
I'm smelling through my mouth. Where am I going? Line 5? Hi, Elliot, in the morning.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, dude?
Hey, my name is Matt. I'm from Richmond. I was telling them one time I put an ad in on Craigslist, for landscaping work, and this guy told me if I came and did the estimate and he agreed to the price, I could cut his grass, and that he'd tip me $25 if I'd give him my boxers that I wore.
See, now that I know goes on. And I would do that.
Yeah, well, I definitely never went over there. I was scared, man, because, you take your pants off and then bam.
No, you do it in the truck.
Yeah, he could run up on you with a gun or something. It'd be crazy. Then
I get the fear. I get the fear involved in that. I get the fear.
You're just about that $25.
I was looking at the extra $25 going, you know what? These undies ain't worth $25.
Undies.
He said sundries, Diane. Just because you're not familiar with the term doesn't mean you have to make fun of the man.
Wow. Line 6. Hi, Elliot, in the morning.
Hey, Elliot, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Yeah, man, I worked at an apartment complex before. All this stuff definitely goes on. I had a coworker that actually got in trouble for stealing drawers, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
How much trouble? Did the caller have to reprimand him?
Yeah. How much trouble did your coworker get in?
He got fired. He definitely got fired, and the girl was going to press charges. I don't know if she did on that, but you go into these apartments, man. Sometimes you walk in and it's drawers in the living room floor.
I believe it.
I done seen it all, man. I done seen it all.
Yeah, no, not everybody's neat and folds up their covers and puts them away. Sometimes they're just out and about.
Yeah, you see everything. I'm trying to tell you, from underwear laid out. I've walked in, I've seen powder coke on the table.
Yeah, I believe that. Hey, how did your buddy get found out?
I think the girl seen him coming out of her apartment when he wasn't supposed to be in the apartment. This happened a few years ago. I think that's how she caught him. Because, like you said, we walking around with these big keychains. We have keys to everything.
Right.
Wherever we want to go, we can go whenever we feel like it, or we have access to the box with all the keys in it. So all you got to do is just go and look, oh, we're going to go in apartment 202 today, and just grab the key and go in.
Right. And as long as you're in there and there's some drawers on the floor, well, I may as well take a whiff.
Exactly. So, he was a crazy dude, too. So he was into that type of thing, and he definitely got caught up with, taking girls' drawers. And I don't know if he ever got another job anywhere else, but,
right.
Beware, ladies. He's out there.
Yeah, no, I believe you. All right, dude. Hey, listen, I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
All right, Elliot. I'm a long-time listener. Love you, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate it. I love you, too. Thank you, sir. Most sniffers prefer the quality over quantity. While this is here nor there, her attractiveness is the main factor. All right, let me do this. Let me take a quick break. Will you ask line 3 to hang around for a second? Yeah, I'll grab you next. In the morning.
Hi, is this me?
Yes, it is. Who are you?
Hey, my name is Douglas. I'm from Falls Church.
Oh, yes, sir.
Yeah, I just want to let you know that I work maintenance here in D.C.
Right.
And there's just ugly chicks over here, man.
Okay.
I'll hold.
Yeah, I just want to say that I was on hold waiting for that, and I just want to say that, and I love you, Diane.
Oh,
see you guys later.
She says thank you. She says thank you.
Thanks.
Line 7. Hi, Elliot. In the morning.
Hey, Elliot.
Hi, who's this?
It's your favorite flower, Violet.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm all right. I tried getting a hold of you this morning, but it was so busy about the hallucinations.
But anyway, because I have bipolar 1, so hallucinations just goes with that.
Yeah, no, I would imagine that's kind of part and parcel.
I never had anyone steal my underwear, but I did have a couple of boyfriends who loved wearing my underwear.
Wait, you had a couple of boyfriends that did that?
A couple of them, yeah. There was like 3 or 4 of them. I even got pictures. Look, if you're going to wear it, then it's going to be out there, dude.
But like, were they wearing it like, haha, this is funny? Like as a bit?
It started off as a bit. And then sometimes I would come home and we're getting undressed, getting ready for like bed or shower, and there's a pair of my underwear on his ass, and like, huh.
That's odd. I mean, it's odd that you found 3 or 4 guys.
Yeah.
Like, I know. I can honestly...
I always find the weird ones.
That's okay. I can honestly say I feel like I've only once worn a pair of girls' underwear out of the house once. And I know exactly when I did it.
When?
I was out of clean underwear for school. What?
Were they your sisters?
Bingo. Yeah, I wore a pair of my sister's underwear.
That doesn't count.
To go to school once because I was out of clean underwear.
I just don't wear underwear.
Yeah.
I was
happens.
I was at an age where like you didn't go commando. Like I was in
when
elementary
presented
school.
with the choice.
No, I wore my sister's underwear that day.
Oh,
I still remember them.
they
They weren't, but they
I
weren't like.
had my tickets for the Elliot in the Morning holiday concert. I would love to buy you, Tyler, and Kaylee, and Diane, all of you a shot if I could.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Yeah, we'll swap cells. Hold tight 1 second. They weren't like sexy underwear. My sister was probably in like either 8th or 9th grade, and I was like in 6th or 7th. It's 6th grade. You're not going commando.
But did your mom say wear these, or did you?
No,
choose
I went and
to
got
wear-
them. I went and got them.
That is bizarre.
No, because I wouldn't have said that I'm out of underwear. So I'm sure I went and got them. Well, I know I went and got them. I know exactly. I could see them.
Totally expected you to just be.
Maybe I was younger. Maybe I was in 4th or 5th grade.
But then just wear the same pair that you had on, as opposed to going in your sister's.
No, I was
drawers.
much more concerned about my cleanliness back then.
Did you tell your sister?
No, God, no.
Never?
I don't know. The first part of it was bizarre.
Hey, hold tight 1 second. Hold tight. I'll see you next Thursday. Hold on 1 second, please. I don't think that's that unusual.
Yeah. It is.
No. I mean, wait, which one? Hers or mine?
That you chose to wear hers instead of re-wearing the ones you had on or going commando.
Commando, when you're a kid, you don't go commando.
Were you wearing boxers at that point?
No. I was still in underwear.
Because I was going to say, why not just wear like shorts then?
Oh, I would never do that. Not never. Well, I mean,
I would much rather wear my sister's briefs.
They
were like all of college for me.
They were. Wait, you wore shorts under your pants?
Yeah, when I ran out of boxers and didn't want to do laundry.
No, at that point, then you're at an age where you go, I'm just not going to wear underwear.
Sure, but if you have like mesh shorts, there you go. It's like 2 or 3 more days.
Oh, so you'd just wear the shorts. I mean, why even wear pants?
No, you're not wearing mesh shorts out.
I would. Why not?
I'm not going to the gym.
Who cares? You're in college. You wear whatever you want.
This is neither here nor there.
Go back to you wearing your sister's underwear.
No, I don't think it's that big of a deal. I really don't. You've never worn a pair of women's underwear?
No.
Even when you didn't have a sister?
I did not.
Did you ever wear a pair of your brother's underwear? Because you were out?
I can't even say I did that.
Let's assume the answer is yes.
But it's not.
Just replace your brother with a sister.
Well,
no, you know what I mean? It's like you take from what's there.
I've never heard of that.
And they weren't thongers or nothing.
That would have been awesome.
No, I mean she was young. They were like full ass,
like bikinis.
I don't know what you call them. You know what they weren't? Hot.
High-waisted briefs.
You know what they were? Uncomfortable. And they were like...
really? Well, they're not made for you, are they?
No, but I can't... What's the material? They weren't cotton.
Like a rayon or something? Was it kind of like slippery?
Yeah. Not comfortable at all. And tight, bro.
Yes.
it's that material, like the first time like you like touch a girl, and like it's that material.
Like you think it's like fancy, like super
and you realize
expensive.
it's not.
No.
It's cheap. Yeah, that's what I was wearing. I remember getting home and thinking, "Thank God I could take these off now."
I guess you didn't have PE that day.
No. Oh, I definitely wouldn't have worn those to PE.
Just a minute.
Hey, Elliot.
Love it.
No, but I don't. That's the only time I've ever worn a girl. Has Scott ever worn your underpants?
No.
Like not as a joke, but
No.
like for real.
No.
No. I bet Nick's worn a pair of chicks' underwear. No, it may be before you.
What about like on his head?
Everybody's done that. Please.
Wait, what? Kaylee is not joking about her response to that.
Yeah.
Put yours on his head, like when you come up with the laundry basket. Yeah.
Oh, I've done that to Jackie's underwear. Yeah. Stop! It's a burglar. Yeah, I've done that.
Oh, you and your role playing.
Jackie's into rape fantasy. All right. What am I missing something? And is that something fun?
wait,
I have none of this going on in my life. I'm not wearing.
No, I'm not doing it as like, hey woman, I'm coming to get you. No, it's like an old timey bank robber where you got underwear on your head.
One of my son's books jokingly
does it recommend against that?
references wearing underwear on your head, and I hate that page.
Why?
Because it's propaganda. No, it's I actually love it's.
Have you ever put your own boxers on your head
No.
and like stared out through the pee hole? Hey Jackie, I see you. I've done that.
Y'all got a fun house.
Hey, Nick's done that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Scott's never put your underwear on his head while you weren't wearing them?
I don't think so.
Oh, get those off your head. That's not where they belong. Fold
I'm
those.
folding.
Why don't you like? I don't understand the. I don't like that. That's in that book. Have a little fun. Let it go.
Sorry, it's not my style.
This weekend for Thanksgiving, I want you to come carve the turkey with Lindsay's underwear on your head.
It's one of the Todd Parr books, which are fantastic.
Oh, those books are great.
They're really, really good.
Is it the one that has all the underwears right there on the left?
I would never get that one. I don't know which one it is. We have a bunch of the titles. But I joke because if you read the Amazon reviews of Todd Parr books, all of the comments are negative. Or all the comments that are negative say it's gay propaganda. It's hilarious.
Wait, why? I don't understand why it's gay.
Because he teaches acceptance.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I feel like one of the ones was like, does he have one called like It Doesn't Matter? And it's all about if you're tall, if you're short, if you have long hair, short hair, black hair, white hair. If you can run, if you're in a wheelchair.
If you don't remember his name, you definitely recognize it just from the illustration.
Yeah.
It's okay to be different.
That's it.
We have
that
one.
book's awesome.
We have the Thankful book, which is good for this time of year.
Oh,
we
I
have the
don't think
Earth book. We have the Earth book. But one of them mentions underwear on the head, and I try to skip that page every single time.
Skip that page. That's perverted. It's gay propaganda.
I think we have the underwear book.
Not at the Molnar's house. However, I do know what I'm getting your kids for Christmas. Hey, can I segue into something real quick? Just something real quick. And Diane,
please.
Well, it's loosely related. Diane mentioned the story earlier.
Diane wears women's underwear too.
Never mind. No. Diane mentioned the Towson story earlier.
The coach
who got busted. And remember, we talked to the one girl who's on the team. We talked to her mom. But the coach that got busted, what's her name? Maureen Mead. Is that the coach's wife? Remember there was the coach. Was it Coach Pat?
Yeah, it's the wife.
And then
she was the diving coach.
Wait, Pat's not the wife. Pat,
no, Maureen's the wife.
Maureen,
right. So that's Coach Pat's wife, right?
Yes.
Does Coach Pat get mentioned in here? Because you know the story I read, you know who does get mentioned in here? Coach Jake. Isn't he the interim?
Well, that makes sense if he got a mention.
Yeah, interim coach. Mm-hmm. There you go. And Tim Perkins is the temporary diving coach. But what did we learn from the mom?
That her daughter is embarrassed.
It's all the drama. All of the drama.
Yeah, but the indictment and the charges suggest that everything that was rumored was actually wrong. It had nothing to do with drama.
It had nothing to do with sabotaging the coach.
Yeah.
It had everything to do with, although wait, it says that she was charged, Coach Maureen was charged with interception of communication, so she was recording them, peeping Tom and altering evidence. By the way, it still could be. It still could be.
I thought Diane this morning said undress, states of undress in her report.
Yeah, however, that could just be a byproduct of what they were doing. For example.
They just happened to get that?
No. Like, let's say, for example, that we were in the locker room, right? We're all on the same team, right? And we're discussing a plan about how we're going to sabotage the coach. Well, we still have to go to practice, and we still have to do all of that. So while we're talking, we're getting changed.
So were these just really easy charges to go after her on?
Well, the second that we're naked on the phone, and again, I'm not trying to excuse her at all. Maureen may have been trying to get some nudies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the second we're naked, like we're talking about, hey, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. At the same time, you're getting dressed. You're still naked on her phone. And again, she may not have been trying to videotape them naked. It may just be a byproduct. So they may still have been talking about sabotage. But she's still busted for having them naked on her phone.
All of the coverage and reports do her no favors in addressing what may have been an ulterior motive.
Oh, 100%. But does it say that that's why she was doing it? Or nobody has said anything? God forbid Towson say something. They still haven't said a word. But do you think that it's just a byproduct, or do you think that she was trying to get some pics and some vid?
I don't know. I like the sabotage.
I do too.
Theory.
It's different.
Yes,
it's different.
Seen this one before.
Mom of the swimmer seemed pretty confident in what she was saying.
That it was sabotage?
Yeah.
No, she said it was their attempt to calm down the drama going on with the swimmers. It had nothing to do with
going after
them
the
going
coach.
after the coaches.
Right.
But it wasn't just them looking to get pictures or video.
Correct.
Yeah.
But that there was some kind of drama, or as Bevilacqua would say, drama going on with the swimmers. But they thought if we put this phone in here, that will stop them from doing whatever their drama is. She never told us what the drama was, though, right?
She alluded to it just being like college kids being college kids.
Oh, that's right. The seniors that weren't taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Right. So it was just a bunch of bull ass going on. But that's what I mean. I have a feeling, and I could be wrong, or I'm building a great case for her, or I'm excusing her of doing something horrible.
Let's hope it's not the latter.
I hope it's not the latter. But you could see where you would just end up with naked pictures on that phone just because they were in a locker room getting changed.
Yeah.
But in any case, she's screwed.
Oh yeah.
And even if it was by accident, you still can't do that. She knows that. She's in a educational facility. So what is the update? So the husband, Coach Pat, is he fired or is he just on leave? Oh, he excused himself. Not from working there, but didn't he take a leave?
Or was he placed on it?
I thought he excused himself. She was placed on. Maybe he was placed. I wish Mom would call back.
Says Meade and her husband were placed on leave in October.
I'm going to go with they were placed on leave. So what happens now?
I mean, I guess, do they know when she's going to face the charges?
By the way, she got nailed for... Is it a felony? Did I say it was a felony? A message left at Meade's home was not immediately returned. Well, no, duh. Indicted criminal charges. Oh, it doesn't say. Interception of communication, peeping Tom, altering evidence. So it doesn't say. If that's the rest of her life is ruined. She's never getting another job anywhere. Working with students.
Mm-mm.
Never. Hope you calm down that drama. And then Remember the mom was telling us that they were going to not participate in the swim meet that weekend?
Against Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh, right. Some athletes had discussed boycotting a competition at the University of Pittsburgh. The university withdrew the team from competition and appointed assistant coach, Coach Jake, as the interim coach and hired Tim Perkins, Timmy P, as the temporary diving coach. Maureen was placed on administrative leave. In a statement issued by the university, the investigation continues regarding the members of the coaching staff. We'll provide more information when it becomes available. We've already provided zero information up until now.
Thank you.
So, wow, we were on that from the beginning. I feel like we were right there. Now I just need Mom to call me back at some point. Then we'll be ready to go. Remember, Tyler did his impression of the daughter on the team.
Which would lead one to believe you'll never hear from that mother again.
All right, let me take a quick break. We'll come back. Diane's got dirt next. Let's get into some dirt, please.
Voice is back tonight. More live eliminations on NBC. A Charlie Brown Thanksgiving tonight on ABC. And then it's the finale for Dancing with the Stars as you are down
Do it, Bindi.
Yep, Bindi.
She's the only one I know.
Well, Nick Carter.
Okay, I didn't know that he was on the show.
He's actually been doing real. I mean,
well, he's been there
obviously,
since the beginning.
He's made it,
but I haven't paid any attention.
He's made it this long. Also, Justin Bieber had to cancel on Stephen Colbert. He was supposed to be on that show tonight. He tweeted, "My apologies to @Colbert Late Show, as I won't be able to make it to NYC tomorrow for the show. I look forward to making it up to you soon. Thank you for understanding, as sometimes life kicks our ass and we need to deal with it."
Oh, so he's hungover.
He didn't say what he was referencing. So,
and Thanksgiving Day Parade. They were going to tape something for it. They've been billing him as part of it.
And so he's bailing on that.
Yes, he is.
Ooh,
that's
man.
huge.
I bet CBS is pissed.
So he was canceled for Colbert tonight.
Oh, well.
Fall Out Boy is on Kimmel. Judah is on Seth Meyers' show tonight.
Oh, good for Judah.
And Jimmy Fallon is going to talk with Michonne Denai Guerrero from The Walking Dead, along with Tim Allen and Jennifer Nettles. Sixth season of Game of Thrones does not start until April, but apparently some new promotional art appears to be trolling fans about one cliffhanger from last season about whether or not Jon Snow is still alive. Nickelodeon revising some...
Wait, what is the show that you got? David from New Politics.
Mm-hmm. Walking Dead.
He gave you behind-the-scenes crap on Walking Dead.
Well, yeah. I mean,
but
his girlfriend
is on the show.
Right.
Has whatever he told you happened yet?
Yes.
Oh, then never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big question there.
I don't know what it is. When he told you, I was like, I don't know. Diane had her mouth open she was catching flies.
I asked. I mean, it was.
And I was like, I don't even know what he's talking about.
I asked him a question.
Right. No, and he was very honest.
Yeah.
He even said, "I'm going to spoil it for you."
I'm like, I don't care about spoilers.
I read the last page of a book first.
Nickelodeon revisiting its shows from the 90s, and so now they're going to develop a Hey Arnold television movie. Apparently, people are very excited about this.
That's very smart. You know whose idea that was?
Whose?
Same guy who thought it would be smart to drive over the curb at the McDonald's.
Apparently, it will pick up where the show left off when it ended in 2004 after being on the air for 8 years. Elizabeth Hasselbeck leaving Fox and Friends ever since she's been there since 2013, ever since she left The View.
How long? How
long until she's on another show?
Oh,
she wants to spend
another show.
She wants to spend time with her family, especially this time of year.
Everybody wants to spend time with their family.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll get through the holidays. How long before ABC backs up that big effing truck
to get
of
her
money?
back on The View?
Absolutely.
Candace Cameron Bure's kind of taken that role on.
And no one would care if she's gone.
I don't think The View's... It's not even worth it anymore.
The day that she left, I told you that show is done for. And I was right. The only chance they have to save that, and I don't even know if it'll work. It may be too late. But the only chance they have for that thing to work is bring her back. And if you don't think they're going to
I don't even know if that'll do it.
No, I said that. Maybe too far gone. But you don't think they're going to back up $10 million a year to get her back on that show?
I mean, they wanted to get...
It's the last chance to save it.
Gwyneth Paltrow, they've been trying to think of who they can get in there who's going to save it.
There's only one person that can save that show. And it may be beyond saving. That's Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
FX renewing its drama Fargo for a third season. Told you earlier that dress that was worn by Judy Garland as Dorothy made $1.56 million at auction in New York. Ringo Starr auctioning off a very rare copy of the Beatles' White Album, the original UK pressing. It is stamped number 0000001. So it is the first one.
It went to Ringo?
Well,
I would have always guessed it went to like John or Paul.
I think it went to John initially. I don't know how it
and
changed.
He just went and took it?
I don't know how it changed hands. I don't know.
Hey,
after the
Yoko's
funeral.
gone. I'll grab this.
But apparently they said one that was stamped with the number 5 sold for $30,000 several years ago. But it's expected that this one's going to go for a whole lot more than that. Gigi Hadid, you're very much a fan of her after seeing her at the American Music Awards and seeing her in the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
Yeah, what happened now?
Well, she got hacked, and now people are, trying to extort money out of her. Supposedly getting access to her iCloud, and she's also dating Zayn from formerly One Direction.
Well, there's two horrible things.
Jay Cutler and his wife, Kristen Cavallari, welcoming their third child together, a little baby girl named Sailor James. She was just born.
Good name.
Just born yesterday. We're going to see exactly how many copies of Adele 25 continues to sell.
When's the last day? When's the last day for sales? Like it goes from when to when?
Thursday.
So Friday to Thursday. So we'll know this Friday what the total, or over the weekend.
Sunday.
Oh, what the total numbers are.
2.3 million in its first 3 days.
It's going to sell 3 million copies. It'll hit that 3 million mark.
Right now they're saying 2.9.
So it sold 2.3 the first 3 days. It'll sell 2.3 the next 3 days.
Well, it's not. It's not selling 5 million
6.
copies.
Ed Sheeran putting out some photos of him on the new set of the new Bridget Jones movie coming out next year with
By
Renee
the way,
Zellweger.
did we get a weed name for him yesterday?
And Colin Firth. Ed Sheeran?
Was there anything?
Yeah, you said
Red.
Sheeran. No, as
Sharon.
Sharon.
Sharon a joint. That's it. I talked to a dude at Kettler yesterday. He said he spent all day yesterday coming up with names for bands.
Oh, that's all we talk about in school.
Dude was awesome.
And Funny or Die put out a new video where Scott Stapp is playing movie reviewer and obviously reviewing the movie Creed.
As Creed the movie unfolded, there wasn't much that resembled what happened in Creed the band. This movie has a lot of boxing. One time I punched a guy from 311, but I never actually boxed.
Credit to him for mentioning that.
That's hysterical.
Sucker punch.
That's hysterical. Whatevs. That's hysterical.
He ended up giving it 4 arms wide open.
Remember, and yesterday Creed was Creed Weed. That was good. Still, the guy at Kettler did tell me that he thought Taylor's Spliff, yours was the best one.
I didn't come up with that.
that and Harry Jane.
By the way, for the 311 thing, wasn't that Thanksgiving?
You know what? I think you're right.
Was that right?
I think you're
so,
right. Where he walked in and sucker punched him. I think you're right. All right, very good. Thank you very much, Diane. One quick break. We'll wrap everything up next.
Elliot in the morning.